What are you doing?
I gotta be me.
UPI figures were down this month. No, I want...
Sandwiches. Are you crisp in or crisp out?
In light of recent events, it begs the question, what can we even believe in anymore?
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by that prize guy. The following programme is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready. The fight starts now! Let's go. How do you like it? On the shot, so aggressive, so focused. It all comes down to this. With a corner knockout, still the undisputed champion of the world.
Fight Night, only on DAZN.
Knock, knock, people. All right, so far we've done Riyadh season in Saudi Arabia and we've done it in LA. But obviously we had to come to my hometown, the best city on planet Earth, London. Now, I'm going to be showing you these sites throughout the week. But today, grand arrivals, AJ versus Dubois, comes from the wonderful Leicester Square, and it starts right now.
Live on DAZN, September 21st, Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois fight for the IBF World Heavyweight title. AJ stands on the brink of history to become a three-time world champion. Daniel Dynamite Dubois, Britain's silent powerhouse, stands in his way. An explosive night at Wembley awaits.
Who do you think you are?
Daniel, don't disrespect me.
Joshua versus Dubois. Live on DAZN, September 21st. Buy now at DAZN.com.
Here we go, people. We've been waiting for this one. Don't get me wrong, all the other Riyadh seasons have been fantastic, but Riyadh season, Wembley, London edition is upon us. Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois. Grand arrivals is today, and it's taking place in the magnificent Leicester Square, where all the superstars make their walks, and all the fighters are going to be making their walks this evening. And we got the team back again as well. Barry Jones, Darren Barker, all the A-listers are with us as well. Look, we've done all of these together. This one I've been waiting for the most, just because, obviously, as a London boy, I wanted a Riyadh season in London. We've got our wish.
Yeah, we have, and with, you know, with luckily two British fighters, two British heavyweights. That's always a recipe for a really good night. And we know how good these weeks are, how important they are, how much they build the interest of the fight. And I got a feeling this is going to be the best one of the lot.
Yeah, I mean, look, we always do get fantastic fight cards, don't we? It isn't just main events, but you look at this one. I mean, it's a fantastic main event. And then the undercard is just intriguing all the way through.
Oh, it is. It really is. It's stacked. Every single fight is meaningful. There's something very important for the winner, the loser. Where do they go? Talking to Hamza Siraj yesterday, you know, he's absolutely thrilled to be fighting for the European title. Tyler Denny, great run of form, you know, upset the odds against Felix Cash. I mean, it's great, and as Barry said, the main event is special. Two Brits battling it out. When you look at the styles, it's going to be fireworks.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Can't not be.
You're right. I mean, that main event's so intriguing. Unfortunately, we have lost one. That's Liam Smith versus Josh Kelly. Liam Smith has a virus. He's pulled out. Josh Kelly stays on the card, though. That's important, Barry.
Yeah, no, it is important because, you know, all that training and also for his development and moving on. And he's got a tricky little opponent here, a late replacement of Ishmael Davis here, who's even though he's a super welterweight, happy to move at the middleweight, a really competitive guy, really tricky. Took on Troy Williamson in his last fight, who still is, in my opinion, Josh Kelly's best win.
Yeah, it is. And look, Ishmael Davis does come in, as you say. Look, Troy Williamson was a fantastic fight. And let's be honest, Josh Kelly, we've seen him versus Troy Williamson as well. My only question, and you two can answer this a lot better than me, only 6 days to get in fighting shape. I mean, how much of a problem is that? That's a big problem, Sean.
He was getting geared up for a fight, so he would be fit. Look, from what I know of Ishmael Davis, he's one of those gym rats. He stays in the gym. He's always keeping fit. I remember him doing a run with us, and he was way out of a fight, and he beat everybody. You know, he keeps in tremendous shape. People forget as well, he started his career at middleweight, so I don't think the weight's really going to be an issue. But look, in this game, you've got to be ready. You've got to be ready all year round, because you don't know, especially in this day and age, when an opportunity like this might come along, and you wouldn't want to kick yourself one day saying, I wish I was fit.
How easy would it have been for Josh Kelly to say, yeah, no problem? Because we know Ishmael Davis' style to Liam Smith's completely different.
It is, but this is I think with Josh Kelly, because he's so massively skilled, he has such a good boxing brain, that he'll think he can adapt to any style. And I think in their training camp, even though they will study what Liam Smith does, no, they will focus on what they do well. And that's all you can do. You can box the best of your ability. Tactics for certain opponents are great, but if what you do best doesn't work, what you've done all your life doesn't work, then you've done something, practicing something for 6 weeks is not going to make you any better. It's just a little add-on. So he'll bet on himself, and I think he is a massive favourite coming to this fight. He has to be. All things point to him. The pedigree, the experience, and also he had time to get ready for the fight. But this sport is littered with late replacements, ripping up the script and causing havoc. And Ishmael Davis is the sort of guy who might just do that.
Yeah, we all remember that. Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua. All right, let's remind ourselves of what is an absolutely fantastic fight card for you on Saturday night. We kick things off in the super lightweight division. Mark Chamberlain versus Josh Padley. We've been talking about it there. Josh Kelly takes on late replacement Ishmael Davis. Anthony Kakache versus Josh Warrington. You probably can see it there. No IBF world title, but there still is the IBO world title on the line. Now this one has got a lot of heat. I think it's a genuine 50-50 match. Joshua Boatsi versus Willie Hutchinson. Hamza Shiraz, I think the best middleweight on planet Earth, could be right now. He takes on European champion Tyler Denny. Then it is the big boys, Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois for the IBF heavyweight title. All right, let's remind you of what we got coming up this week. Obviously, we're here for grand arrivals, Wednesday open workout, and the bonus of 3 fights as well. Some really good fights, by the way. Wembley Arena is 6 o'clock. Thursday, the press conference hosted by yours truly. London Guildhall, 5:30. Friday, we make it official from Trafalgar Square, and a few extra bits is coming your way as well. Woo. Busy, isn't it? It's busy, it's busy. All right, if that hasn't excited you, this will. Guy Ritchie, one of, I think, the best filmmakers on planet Earth, has made a little teaser trailer for what's coming your way on Saturday.
Where it began,
I can't begin to know when.
was in the spring, and spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you come along?
And touching hand, reaching out,
Touching me,
touching you. Look at the night, and it don't seem
so lonely.
and when I hurt, hurting runs off my shoulders. How can I hurt when holding you? Oh, Touching one. Sweet Caroline. Oh, no, no. Reaching out. Sweet Caroline. Good times never seem so good. That was fun, wasn't it? I mean, how do you top Guy Ritchie making a trailer? I don't know how you top that. All right, there is a fourth member of our team today, and that's Ali Drew, who's walking the carpet. Ali, what can we expect?
Yes, I certainly am. So the fighters will shortly be arriving on this very fancy purple carpet, where they will make their way down past the lines of fans on either side of the carpet. Then it's the press and media, where they will pose for photos. They'll make their way a little bit further down to the best part of the grand arrivals, where they come here and have a little chat with yours truly before heading inside for more press obligations. It's very glitz and glam down here, and one thing is for sure, Riyadh season Wembley edition has well and truly arrived.
I think I was there, actually.
It certainly has arrived. What do you make of the carpet? What do you make of the carpet? I thought it was going to be a red carpet. It's normally a red carpet, isn't it?
Well, look, it being the Riyadh season, etc., you expect a little bit differently. I like it a lot. I love the setting. I'm the same as you, proud. Being from London, we're here, home city. There's a buzz. There is a buzz about this. It's a huge event.
Yeah, talking about buzz, all the buzz is about the main event. Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois. So many different stories. Anthony Joshua, former unified heavyweight champion of the world. Daniel Dubois, the current IBF heavyweight champion of the world. And here you are, look at that. Look at the two big boys there, Barry.
They are giants. I mean, people say, oh, AJ looks so much bigger than Dubois, but I say, listen, Dubois, from his chest to his back, that's about 4 foot. He's 4 foot deep, isn't he? I've never seen a man so wide in my life. I mean, the depth of him is amazing. His chest is huge, and you can see. And also, you look at his back, the traps on his back. You see where all the power comes from. He's in so much form now, Daniel Dubois, that if he lands on AJ early, you might see all that panic come back into AJ's in his face and his whole demeanour, and he goes back to doing Ruiz too, and staying out of the way, and then he's in trouble.
It really is an intriguing match, isn't it? Because you've got AJ, who's going to be 35, who's been there, seen it, done it. You've got Daniel Dubois, as Barry said, in the form of his life. 26 as well, I guess, athletically in his prime as well. So many intriguing factors.
Yeah, and look, for me, he's ticked so many boxes, Dubois, since the Joy, since the Usyk, you know. Did he give in? Did he quit, etc.? You don't want those question marks looming over you. He's answered that now. The Miller victory and the Hrgovic victory, so impressive.
So impressive as well. Look, huge stage for Daniel Dubois. He's been in some big fights, but AJ's been here and done it before. Remember, it was 10 years ago when he made his debut on a certain Carl Froch undercard. It's weird to look at it now, AJ walking early, but he did walk early before people.
How many people were there?
No, a couple of hundred.
There's probably about 10,000 there, which is amazing for your debut. But yeah, to be so early on in the card, but you know, there's a lot of hype. The thing with AJ, we talk about how big he is a star now, but there's been pressure on him, you know, before the Olympics, of course, when he won a medal in the World Championships. As a big guy, there's always that extra spotlight on you. So he came out and did what you had to do in your debut. A guy who's not good enough to beat him, but he did the job. He got it in impressive fashion. he's a man made out of, he's a sculpture of a man, isn't he? He looks the part, he acts the part, and when he's on form, he produces the goods.
You know what's interesting watching that clip? First, he got caught a couple of times, which was intriguing with left hooks, but he threw combinations, didn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, we saw like 6-7 punch combinations. We don't really see that from him as much anymore.
No, but you know what? From what I've been hearing from him recently, it's funny you say that. I think we're going to see a bit more of that. Look, he's found that confidence again. I think we see that after he knocks out Hellenius. That was it, right? He's back to closer to this old AJ that everyone's talking about, and I'm starting to see and hear real confidence oozing from AJ, and I think that will lead to him letting his hands go a little bit more frequent now. Talking to him yesterday, hearing what he was saying at the media day, really saying he wants to be the fighter that he watches. He wants to be that person. It's down to him now to get in the right mindset and be that person. Be destructive. Everyone wants to see that AJ. He wants to be that AJ, and I think we'll see that Saturday night.
Yeah, there's so much to the AJ story. I'm guessing you guys know quite a lot, but we went and followed AJ around in the lead up to this fight to give you a bit more insight.
The first boxing gym I walked into, I was probably about 14 or 15 with a coach called Ricky English. And all boxing was to me was just a graft. I was like, I can make more dough doing less. So straight away I was like, the same for me. Early family life, brilliant, because outside was England, inside the house was Nigeria. So I was exposed to different cultures early on. Meriden means a lot to me because there's no place like home. When I went out of the house, that was like my big playground.
And that moment when he stepped into Finchley ABC was a moment that I think changed his life forever. It's not unusual to hear from a boxer's mouth about how boxing changed or saved their life. And I think in Anthony's case, he was perhaps heading down the wrong path, got himself in trouble with the police at a time where he started to find boxing.
Who knows where Anthony Joshua would have ended up if he didn't have boxing to fall back on.
It was all a whirlwind to me becoming an Olympian, because it was only 3 years I was an amateur. So from the time I walked into the gym to now competing for Great Britain, it was just an unbelievable turnaround. For let the fun and games begin.
When he brought back the gold medal from the 2012 Olympic Games, it was life-changing for him. And from there on in, he's been under this microscope.
The gold medal did change everything. It's been a brilliant honour representing Great Britain. Going through the Great Britain team, they gave me a ladder to climb up on. And without that ladder, I wouldn't be able to stand on top of the hill. So I appreciate it. And that's why, even though I'm not perfect, I try to do my best to be a good representative of British boxing.
That's a lifestyle that's continued and only grown over the decade.
There's not a place this guy can go unnoticed. He's the face of multiple brands.
Yes, AJ.
How about you? Where you been?
And he's an ambassador, a role model, and that's difficult to do, especially when you didn't sign up for that.
September the 21st, Wembley Stadium, live on DAZN. Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois.
Alpha male business now. September 21st, it's going down.
Okay, cool.
Seems relaxed, doesn't he? Seems in a good place, Anthony Joshua, and I think that comes from his last 3 fights have not gone the distance. He's starting to put people to sleep again, knock people out, hurt them as well.
Yeah, do you know what? I've seen the Darren just off air then. I think for the first time in his career, maybe his life, he knows exactly who he is. Inside and outside of the ring, he knows, he's comfortable with who he is. I mean, vulnerabilities and all, because before that he had no vulnerabilities. He was just an indestructible force. Nothing could go wrong, and when it all goes wrong, you have to reassess yourself, and it's hard to come back from that. And he's gone through that crisis of confidence, tribulations and trials, but now look at him, that destructive guy there, who had no fear of taking any punch at all. He would just go straight first. My power is bigger than your power. You hurt me, I'm going to get up and do this to you. That's the difference. But now he's had to come back from things like that and reassess. But I think he's better fighter now than he is then. He was actually saying this week that this version of him beats that version. Beats the version that beats Klitschko.
It's a good fight, that, isn't it? That's a good fight.
Brilliant.
AJ of 2018 versus AJ of 2024.
It's a computer game, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, look, like Barry said, he has suffered the good, the bad, the ugly, and he now wants to continue doing the good. You see these sort of performances here. This is where I think it started to come back. He got the knockout. He started to realise, if I do commit to the right hand, I mean, this was probably the most tremendous, thunderous, hurtful, disgusting even shot I've ever seen live. That right hand that decked Ngannou was frightening.
It was. What we didn't show there, what you didn't see there, was the fights against Alexander Usyk. That's when I guess the unraveling started to happen, especially the first fight, right? It was tough for AJ, wasn't it? Because he tried to have a boxing match with a boxing genius, Barry.
Yeah, well, I think it happened from the first Ruiz fight, because the second Ruiz fight, he totally boxed it, and didn't worry about the power of being destructive. And I think he got into a pattern of trying to be the boxer, and he thought, I can outbox this guy. And it was the wrong tactic, of course, but you know, that's okay. But then the second time round, he tried to do it again, I think, and it was a slightly better performance, but the same result, and it looked like maybe he lost his way. Because, see, when you're adding on to your game, these are good. You always want to try and develop and evolve as a fighter. But if a new trick you learn takes away anything from what made you what you are, it's not worth having.
You know, I watched that performance, and I watched the Tyson Fury performance recently against Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk is just that good.
Yeah, he is master.
You know what I mean? He's an incredible fighter. Obviously, look, your amateur background speaks for itself. His pro record speaks for itself. There's almost no shame in those defeats when you look back at it. At the time, it hurt for AJ, but when you look back, no shame.
And personally, I don't think he boxed the way he should have. I think he was a little rebellious. He was listening to people saying you can't outbox the master, and he wanted to go and prove those people wrong. I think if he was to go out there like an absolute wrecking ball, he'd probably even do better than the second time. So, yeah, no disgrace whatsoever in losing to a master like Usyk.
Yeah, and having spoken to AJ so many times, it's a fight he wants again as well. Obviously, the common opponent for both of them is a certain Alexander Usyk. Daniel Dubois had a go as well. A low blow. He was a couple of inches away from being a unified heavyweight world champion. But Daniel, I thought, boxed well for the first 4 or 5 rounds here.
Yeah, and I was lucky to be ringside that night, and it was a good crowd, and he coped with the pressure quite well, and that might be pivotal for this fight. Or well, he coped with the pressure in a stadium in Poland full of Ukrainians that night. But he boxed well, and he coped with the pressure. But then, after he landed that low blow, and not accidental, of course, the energy drained from him. And Dubois got a great chin. And he hasn't got trouble with his bottle and all that stuff that people say. When he gets tired, he panics. That's what happened in that fight. I think, even though he had a problem with his eye against Joyce, I think he was tired. In that fight, it was clearly he was tired. But since then, he's rebuilt.
I honestly didn't think he'd come back from that, Dubois. Yeah. I thought the manner in which that fight ended, I thought that would be it. Nobody is going to take Dubois seriously. I don't know, it's harsh saying that, but getting knocked out by a jab, I just thought how every heavyweight is just going to steamroll Dubois now, just going to try and make it difficult for him, and he'll stop. But you have to take your hat off to Dubois. How he's rebuilt and tick boxes is so impressive.
It is as well. And look, you know about AJ's backstory because that's well documented. A lot of you might not know about Daniel Dubois' backstory. He gave access to DAZN.
Boxing's been my main goal and been part of my life from very young, really.
He started at 5 or something, and he's been doing it ever since.
Daniel was one of 11 children raised principally by his dad in and around South London.
He's had that discipline from my dad, that guidance, and it's still there for me today, so I'm very grateful. Very lucky. He had a business himself and selling artwork, lots of different pictures and posters.
I've really got a good eye for arts and anything artistic.
I wasn't the best trader, but I enjoyed watching my father. He was a master at it. He was the best in the world.
This is usually where I wake up first thing in the morning, get on that. Yeah, I could do it. I could bang out a good few, mate. We should go toe for toe, innit? Let's go have a little competition. He looks like a big lad, so I wouldn't mind him. Just did a lot of sports. We used to train at Crystal Palace, so everything, all the facilities there we use it, you know, track and field, you know, javelin, everything. I love sports. Anything sporty and, you know, keep your body in shape. Yes, that's me. That's my character.
Homeschooled by his dad and influenced to go into boxing gyms in and around London by his dad.
That was going to be the route for us, you know, to make it out, to achieve something big.
He wanted the best for his son, and he made decisions that followed that kind of passion.
Yeah, Germany, Brandenburg boxed up, lots of different national tournaments, junior ABAs.
I grew up around it from a young kid, representing England and GB. So I was well in it, but professional is where we needed to go. And no regrets about that, and we made the right decision.
The first time I heard about Daniel Dubois was when he was probably about 16 and a half, 17. I was told he had a very interesting spar with AJ.
People say he rocked me, people say he dropped me. Around that time there was about 15 heavyweights saying that they dropped me.
That was 7 years ago, I can't even remember what happened then.
I then sort of very quickly arranged a meeting to meet with him and signed the deal.
When Daniel Dubois turned pro, there were a lot of expectations put on his young shoulders.
It was difficult to match him. He's such a powerful puncher, and I think it was in his, first 15 fights he stopped all but one of them. Stan, he had a plan from the beginning that he wanted him to be heavyweight champion of the world, and that's what he focused on.
36 is the beginning, that's where the end. And hopefully Daniel ends Anthony's reign at the top, and he can go off nicely into the sunset and enjoy what he's accomplished.
Very different from AJ. He's starting boxing. Obviously, he's been doing the sport since he was 7. He's almost been groomed into this, if you like, and there has been setbacks, we know that, but I think he's done so well to overcome those setbacks.
No, he has. I covered his early career as a professional, and he looked really good. He did nothing wrong. He's like boxing by numbers. He works behind that really good jab he's got and keeps it, just punches straight and long. But what's underrated for Dubois is what he's like inside. His left hook's really good. He got a good uppercut, not as good as AJ's, but he can do well inside, and he's a physical presence. So he's on you all the time. He intimidates you with his size.
Yeah, the Joe Joyce defeat, that's the one, right? That was the first unraveling. He went into the fight. It was almost a 50-50 fight, but a lot of people edged to Dubois because of the power. He started well in this fight, Darren, but then we all know what happened later on.
Yeah, look, he was doing really, really well. I mean, it was almost the fight where we thought it was going to be the coming of age of Dubois, but look, we heard from Frank Warren recently saying, the pain that he was feeling from that orbital, the damaged bone there, was so painful. And look, that's history now, where he's moved on, and he started to rebuild. These before the Usyk fight, and this one here was a great occasion for him. It was a very, in some respects, early on, his stock rose, in defeat. But this is where it was a lot of people thought, would he have the heart to overcome an absolute monster, a physical specimen, not physical specimen, a physical giant, if you like, in Miller, and he overcome that test, a tough test. But this one here, most people had Hrgović winning this. The pedigree, the style, but he ripped up the script again. Confidence is through the roof for Dubois at the minute. He really believes this is his time.
Yeah, and what I like about that arc as well, you saw Kevin Lerena was part of that comeback, and then it's been Usyk, which was a bit too go down a level. Miller, Hrgović, he's now doing that. He's going upwards, and again, the confidence, 26 years of age, physically he looks very, very good as well. A settled training camp. This is the best Daniel Dubois right now.
I think so, because the Miller fight showed it, and that was the pivotal fight, because if he failed in the Miller fight, his career at the top level might have been finished, and the way you look at him is that the guy hasn't got it. But what he knows he has now, with the power and the strength, is a good engine. Yeah. And you see the way he went into the Hrgović fight. Now, it was target practice for Hrgović the first few rounds. He thought this matter of time. He knows he got a good chin. He dined out on that, but he knows as well his engine's good. He can push you, because in the later rounds of the fight, he's still got enough energy to finish you. And what we saw in the Reina fight, getting off the floor, how good a finisher he is. Once he hits you, Dubois, you're done.
Yeah, you stay hit, right? Similar to Anthony Joshua. Very quickly, Darren, obviously, look, Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, I think, are number 1 and 2, right? Obviously, Alexander Usyk, number 1. potentially AJ number 3. Where do you have Daniel Dubois in your rankings? Like, where is he?
You'd have to put him the next couple after. I mean, look, there's Bacoli, Parker, and Dubois. You have an argument for who you favour there. I mean, form for those 3 is very, very good.
Very good.
So you couldn't really argue.
Yeah, there you go. As I said, Alexander Usyk number 1, Fury at number 2, AJ here number 2, and Daniel Dubois number 6. And it makes sense. Caballero, Parker, Zhili Zhang, Martin Bacoli. It's a very, very good heavyweight division. Some interesting fights for the winner.
I would have Zhang at 3, Parker 4 because of form, and I would switch Dubois and Caballero. Only because Dubois just beat Hrgovic.
Yeah.
But it's all of a sudden that division, which looked a little bit lackluster a few years ago, is thriving right now.
Thriving indeed. Just start eating a bit and put on the weight and put your gloves back on, Darren.
Who, me?
No, not you. You stay retired a long time. All right, let's get the show on the road. Thomas Schreiber is waiting. Let's throw over to your MC, Mr. Thomas Schreiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand arrivals for Riyadh season card, Wembley edition. A great night of World Championship Boxing this Saturday, September 21st from Wembley Stadium in London, England. I would first like to take this moment to thank the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the custodian of the 2 holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and His Excellency, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Turkey Al-Sheikh, for putting together this spectacular Riyadh season event and its fight week here in London. Riyadh season has really re-elevated the sport, and it is genuinely being done for the boxing fans. We are here today to witness an outstanding card featuring Anthony Joshua against Daniel Dubois for the IBF Heavyweight Championship of the World. Brought to you by Riyadh Season and the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, with Frank Warren for Queensberry Promotions and Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing. This event is sponsored by Visit Saudi, Solomon Al Habib Hospital, Saudi Airlines, Red Sea Global, Doria, and Middle Beast, in partnership with Gold Star Promotions and Sella, in association with Wasserman Boxing and Boxer. This great event will be shown worldwide on DAZN, on TNT Sports Box Office, Sky Sports Box Office, and on payperview.com. Let's now get the grand arrival process started. Our first 2 fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 10-round super lightweight contest. First, we will welcome from Doncaster, Yorkshire, England, undefeated with 14 wins, 4 wins come by way of knockout. He is the current UBO and Central Area champion, Josh Paddy Headley.
Here comes Josh Padley making his way. Obviously, look, takes on Mark Chamberlain on Saturday. A surprise addition to many, but so was Mark Chamberlain a few Riyadh seasons ago. We all see what Mark Chamberlain's gone on to become. What an opportunity here for Josh Padley.
A huge opportunity for him, and I bet you he said yes without thinking.
Yeah.
As soon as they said, do you want to box Mark Chamberlain, he said yes, didn't know when, where, how much, or anything about it, because this is his chance to break into the big time, of course. He's a massive underdog, and the chances are if Chamberlain catches him, he's going to go, because everyone goes when Chamberlain catches him. But he's a good boxer. He can be aggressive when he can, as well. He has good skills, good movement. How his chin holds up, we're going to find out on Saturday night, but the opportunity to fight here and to box Chamberlain, and get yourself at that higher level, is a chance that nobody could turn down.
I like this. This is all new to him. He's like, where am I going?
What is going on?
What am I doing? Like, where am I going to? I absolutely love it. But what we have seen, and you said it so well, Barry, you can change your life here. you can change your life. All it takes is one. All it takes is a good performance. And we've seen fighters, even in defeat, stay on in Riyadh season. So he'll be looking to put on a really good performance because you never know the opportunity.
Yeah, exactly what Barry said. I don't reckon there was half a second that he had to think about this. It would have been a yes straight away. He's a good fighter, but he's in deep.
What an experience you're having. You're the first fighter down this purple carpet. How are you feeling?
Amazing. Look at what we've put on here. I'm excited to be a part of this event.
How does this compare to previous fight weeks you've had?
Completely different. I'm used to the small hall shows, so none of this glitz and glamour. So it's just soaking it all in and taking it in my stride.
Massive opportunity for you on Saturday night. You can really establish your name in the division. Presumably, you didn't even question when it got put to you for this fight. You just said yes straight away.
Definitely. This is what I've been missing in my career, is exposure like this. So when an opportunity came like this, I had to take it.
And how are you feeling? Nervous? You look like you're quite relaxed.
I'm all right. The nerves go as soon as you get in the ring, so let's get to it.
Well, I'll let you get in there, but enjoy it all.
Thank you very much.
Let's now welcome from Portsmouth, Hampshire, England, undefeated with 16 wins, 12 of his 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the current WBC Silver and IBF European Champion, Mark Chamberlain.
But rightly so. I think a lot of people will focus on what the heavyweights have done in Riyadh season, taking their opportunities, Agit Caballero, Joseph Parker. But the way Mark Chamberlain's taken his opportunity and looks really, really good in doing it has almost been refreshing to see someone that we don't really know come on the scene and blow his opponents out of the water.
Yeah, wrecking ball, absolute wrecking ball. Gavin Gwynn didn't stand a chance. Thought that would be a really, really tough fight, but he just destroyed him. And then Joshua Wahab, I mean, it was just an execution. He does as he pleases. Brilliant jab, brilliant footwork, and the power that he carries in both hands, it is thunderous. It really is. And every time he's on the card now, I'm excited because he brings excitement.
How would he have felt about maybe, you know, obviously, look, Shakur Stevenson was going to fight a Riyadh season. Joe Cordina got the opportunity. How far away would Mark Chamberlain have been from that call?
I don't think too far off, and similar to Padley, I bet he would have, half a second, he would have said yes, without a shadow of a doubt. Those sort of opportunities you cannot say no to.
Mark, you just said it, back again for another Riyadh season fight week, this time in London. How different does this one feel?
It feels the same, just the weather isn't with us. Other than that, yeah, it's great to be part of another big platform, and I'm looking forward to it.
Do you ever get used to these big fight weeks, these huge events?
I've done it a couple of times now, yeah, so the big platforms is what I want to get used to, because I always want to be welcome back on them, so just got to keep doing what I'm doing, and no doubt I will be part of these big shows in the future.
Yeah, there is rumours of you being part of future upcoming big fights, big events. But how much of a banana skin does Saturday face for you?
I'm not looking past Saturday. Obviously, there's an unbeaten fighter in front of me. But I'm pretty confident we get the job done within the distance. And I'm looking forward to it.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Our next two fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the vacant WBO Interim Light Heavyweight Championship of the World. First, let's welcome from Carstairs, Scotland. His professional record, 18 wins, just one defeat. 13 of his 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the current WBC Silver Champion, Willie the Hutch Train Hutchinson.
Here comes Willie Hutchinson, coming off a fantastic win against Craig Richards. Entered that one, remember, in the 5 versus 5 as a big underdog, and just shocked, I think, a lot of people, including myself. Look, I have clearly no say in the structure of events, but this could be the co-main. Watsy versus Hutchinson could be. It shows the depth of this card that this is second on.
It's a brilliant fight. It really is. the confidence of this man is incredible. It really is. I think he's one of the biggest wind-ups in world boxing. He loves to get under the skin of his opponents, and he's going around, and this is genuine. He's going around, and he told me yesterday, and a lot of other people, that he's going to stop Joshua Buatsi. He looked at me straight in the eye. You know, someone who...
I was there.
You was there, wasn't you? He believes he's going to stop him. He didn't blink, he paused, he looks at me straight in the eye, he goes, I'm going to stop Buatsi. If he was to stop Joshua Buatsi, for me, that's probably up there with one of the biggest statements ever, would you not say? Really and truly, a statement. Not an upset.
Slow down a bit, Dan. Slow down a bit.
A statement.
Ever.
As a statement.
I mean, it's up there. It's up there. It really is. And look, it's going to be a big ask because we know Buatsi's got one thing, and that's a solid granite chin.
Yeah.
And it comes to fight, and maybe a better boxer as well than Craig Richards, but it's a great fight, this.
But what Hutchinson has is he's an orthodox. He throws some unorthodox angles. He's erratic with his rhythm, so he's very hard to read. And that's what gives him an advantage over some of these guys where they're very structured in their work. He'll throw punches from different angles. You don't know where his body is. You can't time some of his work. But he gives you opportunities. But what he showed in Richards' fight is that when he's tired, he can still fight. He can still throw punches when he's tired. And in those later rounds, that's a real plus.
You know, one thing I do remember from the Riyadh season, the 5 versus 5, I don't think he was in tremendous shape for that fight. He looks like he's already in great shape for this one. So let's hear from him anyways with Ali Drew.
Willie, another Riyadh season, fight week for you. How are you feeling?
Listen, I'm in London and I'm living the dream. I'm taking it all in, I'm soaking it up. The weather's nice, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling sexy, and I'm ready to rock and roll on Saturday night.
You seem full of confidence and very relaxed for this one. Do you feel more so for this fight than previous?
You know what it is, it's just me being me. People think I'm confident or whatever you think. This is me on a daily basis, that's my team. Just living the dream, man, living the dream.
We've heard you say a few times, this fight's not going to distance, you're going to stop him. How much of a statement is that going to be if you do that Saturday night?
Listen, once he's knocked out, the statement's there itself, innit? You know what I mean? I've got nothing to say. It's all on Saturday night, enjoying myself and soak it all up and get in there.
Well, best of luck.
Muchas gracias. And now let's welcome from Croydon, London, England, by way of Accra, Ghana. He was a 2016 Olympic bronze medalist, now as a professional, undefeated with 18 wins, 13 of his 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the current British and Commonwealth champion, Joshua Buatsi.
Here comes his opponent, Joshua Buatsi. As is tradition, the beard isn't cut, the hair isn't cut. He's basically trying to tell you that I've been at war. I've been at war, I've been locked away, and you know Buatsi always brings war, doesn't he?
Oh, mate, he's all business, Buatsi, and in the Olympics, he looked like the only one, out of all of them, he's the one who's going to make a perfect professional boxer. And he hasn't put a foot wrong, but there's something in that needs to be dragged out of him. There's a special ingredient in Buatsi, and we haven't seen it yet. And I think this sort of fight, with a build-up as well, the first time someone's made it and rattled him in Willie Hutchinson, this is where he needs that rocket up him a little bit. He needs that little bit of a zest, a little bit of injection to get that anger out of him. But if he gets that, with all how well he does the fundamentals, I think we see the special Joshua Buatsi and the one we talk about, potentially, and should be, challenging for a world title.
Interesting observation, because against Dan Aziz and Craig Richards, they're his friends. Ultimately, they're guys he knows. Yes, that all gets put to one side when he goes in the ring. Willie Hutchinson's not his friend. No. And it's someone that's annoyed him a lot. So we might see an angry Buatsi, which is quite a scary thought.
Yeah, and like Barry said there, I think that there was a real nastiness, a rawness that Buatsi showed in the Olympics that we've yet to really see in the pros. This could be the correct opponent for Buatsi to really show us that nasty streak again. Like you say, he doesn't like Willie Hutchinson. He's going to want to take his head off from round one and really, you know, turn some heads and show people that have been sleeping on Buatsi, look, I'm back, I'm here to stay. I'm going to push on and win a world title very, very soon.
Joshua, fight week is here. How are you feeling?
I'm good, man. It's been a long time coming, but we're a couple of days away now, so I'm looking forward to it.
Do you enjoy these type of things in fight week, or are you just ready for Saturday night?
I'm ready for Saturday night, but listen, big up everyone for coming out here. We've got to respect that, man.
Now, this fight has had a little bit of spice in the build-up. How have you found the build-up, and do you think that that just brings a little bit of edge to fight night?
It does, man. Look, everyone's going to be watching it, so I'm looking forward to it myself.
Can we have any predictions for the night?
I can only predict on myself, and that's a win from me.
Best of luck.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Our next two fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest in the middleweight division. First, let's welcome from Sunderland, Tyne and Ware. He was a 2016 Olympian. Now as a professional, he has a record consisting of 15 wins, just 1 defeat, 1 draw, with 8 of his 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former British and Commonwealth champion and current WBO international champion, Josh Pretty Boy Kelly.
I'm still so upset that this isn't Josh Kelly versus Liam Smith, because there was a bit of spice in their face-off. But Josh Kelly looks good, always looks good, and we've always expected more from Josh Kelly. I want to see him have a crack at a title at 154 pounds. He makes a jump to 160. Do you think he stays there, or is this just a one-off?
I do, and I think it will suit him, if I'm honest. Look, he's not going to be the biggest, but he's not going to be the smallest. What I do know, and what everybody knows in boxing, his hands are razor sharp. They're so quick, and with that extra added bit of weight, I really think he's going to punch a lot harder than he has done in the past. Skills pay the bills. He's got it in abundance. There's confidence, obviously, rebuilding from the Avanesian. Last week, it looked very good in the last two fights at a level, don't get me wrong, but fair play to Ishmael Davis here. You got to give him a lot of props. Great opportunity, but it's a great platform for this man here to really push on with his career.
Yeah, if he does stay at 160, as Darren alluded to there, the 160 division over here is quite an interesting one, right? Yeah. Obviously, we've got co-main event Hamza Shiraz versus Tyler Denny. You've got a certain Chris Eubank Jr. that's coming back as well into the mix. All of a sudden, there's some intriguing fights there.
There's some really good fights for him, but I still see his future, the short-term future, is still at 154. I think that's where he's got his rankings. That's where there might be titles up for grabs there for him to get a world title opportunity. And I think when he was at 147 at welterweight, he struggled for weight, and with that, he had a lot of problems. He went to see counselling, he got help for that, where he got in his own head, he said, and he was just draining his energy and he couldn't perform. And in the Avanesian fight, you could see that. He drained the energy after 4 or 5 rounds and he was struggling. Now, the Troy Williamson fight was a perfect example. A guy who came at him full of pressure. The way he coped with that, his movement is absolutely beautiful to watch. World class, the change direction, he spins on a sixpence, gets on the back, you throws punches in flurries and combinations. And with the weight, he plants his feet, he gets a little bit of purchase in his punches. I think 154 or 160, we're waiting to see, but 154 is where we see the best of him, I think. And now he's boxing another 154 fighter, but at 160, so it's an even sort of fight with the weight advantage, but all the pedigree and all the experience goes with Josh Kelly.
Yeah, I think the weight, he really resented boxing. He fell out of love with it because of the weight that he was losing. I think, yeah, 160, potentially 154 is the optimum weight for Josh Kelly. So good, like we've been waxing lyrical about. He's got literally everything. It's about now showing it to the world, showing how good you are. We don't want to hear it, we want to see it.
Well, it's time for him to show on Saturday night. As you say, he takes on Ishmael Davis, late replacement for Liam Smith. Expect a very, very good. I've noticed on the back, Joshua Kelly, which is interesting.
Josh, your first experience of a Riyadh season fight week. How are you feeling about this one?
I'm feeling blessed, grateful. See the turnout. UK do it properly, man. I can't wait to perform in front of these fans.
I'm probably extra grateful that you're still on the show because you have got a late replacement. Just talk to us about the sort of build-up, not knowing whether you were going to fight, then getting a change of opponent.
I just switched off, to be honest. As soon as the opponent thing happened, I just switched off and just give me phone to my team, switched off social media, locked in, obviously still on the card, so very grateful for the guy taking the fight as well, so it's all good.
Yeah, Ishmael Davis has stepped in. How much do you know of him, and has changes been made in the preparations for the fight?
He's a solid guy. He looks solid. He's got to bring the same sort of thing what Liam was. Liam likes to come, make it rough and make it pressure. I think Ishmael will try the same, so I'm fully prepared for the night. I can't wait.
What can we expect from you on Saturday night?
Showtime. Come on.
Best of luck.
Thank you. Cheers.
Let's now welcome from Leeds, Yorkshire, England, undefeated with 13 wins, 6 of his 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Ishmael the Black Panther Davis.
Here comes the man that stepped in on 6 days' notice. Look, loads of fighters put their hand up for this one. Ishmael Davis has got the call. What an opportunity for him. Late to boxing, but so far he's impressed us. So far, so good from Ishmael Davis.
Yeah, I think so. Me and Barry have commentated him a couple of times, and he has been impressive. He's got a lot to like. Beautiful jab. He switches so easily, so subtle the way he does it. Carries, I think, probably more power than his record suggests. And he's confident. That's the main thing. Like I said as well, he's a gym rat. He lives and breathes the sport. He loves it. As Barry alluded to, and as we've said, wouldn't have been half a second thought in taking this opportunity. Believes in himself, looked after, really, really well, managed well. Sonny Edwards, part of the team, and what an opportunity.
I'm going to ask you the impossible question. Look, he does live the life, but how much weight do you think he had to cut to make this 160?
Sorry, Barry, I don't think much, if I'm honest.
Yep, 10 pounds?
Maximum.
Yeah, but remember, even though he had a fight in 4 weeks, he's probably starting to think about just reducing what he was walking around anyway. Yeah. So it was less of that. And let's not forget here, like this, the Troy Williamson fight was a step up for him. We thought that might be a step too far, and he dealt with that relatively comfortable. Let's be honest, he looked phenomenal. This is a bigger step up again. But isn't this what the sport's all about? Daring to be great, dreaming, not waiting around. We all entertaining fights. We want fighters to come from nowhere to somewhere, and he's on a fast route. He doesn't want to wait around. He believes in himself. He bets on himself, and he has the ability. My only worry is he boxes his own pace. He's going to have to quicken his feet a little bit against someone as fast as Josh Kelly.
Ishmael, you're here for fight week. You've not had much time to prep for this, so how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling ready. I belong here and I'm going to show it on Saturday night.
Now, you stepped in with 6 days' notice. What was going through your head when that call came in?
I'm always ready, and BP don't get tired, man. So, listen, 6 days' notice, but I believe in myself, so let's get it on.
How much of an opportunity is Saturday night for you?
This is massive, innit? It changed not only my life, but my kids' life, so I won't be taking it lightly.
Are you looking forward to this fight week? Because you wouldn't have experienced something like this before.
Nah, this is massive, man. I'm grateful. It's amazing, innit? But listen, it's all about the fight. This is nice, but it's about fight, getting the fight done and getting the win. So Saturday night it's on.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
There you go. Calm, relaxed. Ishmael Davis taking it all in. Obviously, look, this is enormous. Like the Troy Williamson fight, as you say, was his biggest stage. This is, I mean, you can times that by 100. But I think he's ready for it. I think he's got the right mentality for it as well. And I think he'll be a problem for a few rounds. And then, obviously, I expect the gas tank to run empty. But he's big. Looking at him behind me, he's a strong fighter, a skillful fighter. Not easy work for Josh at all.
No, what he's got to do, you can't say no silly risk, but you literally got to make Josh Kelly work incredibly hard from round one. When you got a guy with such great feet and such good skills, you got to cut him off quick. And if you've got power, and I say it to everybody, if you've got power, make him feel it early. Like Canelo, hit him anywhere. And I mean literally anywhere. Just make him feel it, make him panic a little bit, make him second guess. Once you've got a second thought in your brain, it slows you down enough for you to do your work.
Yeah, Josh Kelly, not a stranger to late replacements. His last time you were in Newcastle when Ramirez was a late replacement as well, and he done the job there.
Yeah, he looked very good. Really starting to believe in himself. Look, we've seen the skills, we've seen the variation, and we're starting to see a bit of spite and aggression and real self-belief. not just words, not hiding behind words, really starting to show. Yes, at a level this, he is stepping up. Look, Ishmael Davis is short notice, obviously, but a step up to this class, I would say. I just feel for Ishmael Davis, going back to him, we've heard it about mindset and mentality and dealing with big pressure moments. For Ishmael Davis to not have the pressure at all, where the pressure here is on Josh Kelly, absolutely. To have that taken away, you can go into a fight and just express yourself, not have to worry about it. You're free, exactly that, you're free, and I think that will really, well, you'd like to think it will help Ishmael Davis.
How many times have you been able to say that in your career?
No, yeah.
Once or twice, maybe, if you're lucky. You're just free. No one expects you to do anything.
Yeah.
Just go out there, express yourself. And I tell you what, it's a revelation sometimes for you.
Yeah, and the one thing you did say right at the top as well, with Riyadh season cards, you've just got to make sure you're ready. Because they're not removing the fighter, they're trying to replace the fighter if someone does pull out. And I guess Ishmael Davis, Lewis Crocker put his hand up as well. All these fighters wanted to crack. And fair play to Josh Kelly, because a lot of fighters would have said, you know, that's not a style I've been training for. He's like, no, bring on any style. I'm ready now.
But Adi, it makes a mockery of training camps, especially when you're not boxing for world titles. You don't need training camps. Just need to train and be ready, roughly, and be disciplined in your life, like other sportsmen and other careers have to do when they have a calendar of events. Just do that as your profession. And then when you get the opportunity, 6 weeks, 4 weeks is enough.
Yeah, Eddie Hearn in the building, Derek Chisora always in the building. Derek Chisora here as well. We just saw glimpses of Joshua Buatsi takes on Hutchinson. That there, for me, potentially could be fight of the night. And it's difficult to pick, obviously, so many good ones. But I just feel like it's going to be explosive. Two different styles. Willie Hutchinson really reminds me of Billy Joe Saunders, a young Billy that moved a lot on his feet. Switch hits as well. Very tricky is Willie.
Yeah. Look, the needle's there as well for me. There's that bad blood. And like we've said, if that can't bring that nastiness, the best out of Joshua Buatsi, then what can? You know, I'm expecting the best of Buatsi here, I really am. Willie Hutchinson, like I said, confidence is on another level. It's a brilliant fight. I'd probably agree with you. Probably the pick of the undercard.
It really is. And last time out, Willie Hutchinson took on Craig Rich. Remember, it was the 5 versus 5. And of all the fights, I think a lot of people thought Richards was going to get this one done. And Hutchinson said, no, sirree. It looks really good.
I think I said on the night, Richards the gold overnight. But I think that does a disservice to Hutchinson. Because I think he made him look old. Because he just boxes at a high pace. Look, he's not getting any escape. Even though he's not cutting off the ring correctly, he's following him down, he's throwing lots of punches, and every time Richards threw a shot, he threw in combinations all the time. And also, the unorthodox angles that he throws from when he moves makes him a really hard guy to fight.
Yeah, but Buatsi, we know, has got skill. Right, we've seen him in some really fantastic fights, and he always seems to find a way. Even when it does get tough, he seems to just be a bit tougher all the time.
Yeah, because sometimes I feel he fights within himself. I think there's more to come from Buatsi, I really do. The pedigree's there, former Olympian. The power, that was brutal. I talk about the Ngannou knockout, that was up there. I was ringside for that fight. It was a brutal shot. The power that he carries in the right hand, and sometimes, like I say, fights within himself, and you sometimes feel a little frustrated because you know it's there. The nastiness, that aggression is natural, I feel, for Buatsi. He's got the right opponent now, Ade, to really show that and shine and look good.
He's been with Virgil for a long time, Virgil Hunt in America. Have we seen any difference? Would you say you started to notice a difference? It's been about 6 or 7 fights for Virgil as well.
I've seen a more patient approach, maybe, but I'm not sure that's great for him. I think the patience is brilliant to break a guy down, don't make any mistakes. But I think he was so technically good anyway. I think he needed a more, from my opinion, a more forceful approach where he takes that educated risk. Because he has the ability, he can fight. He's tough, Buatsi. He can fight he can fight at close range. He can have it with you if he has to. So you don't have to dine out on that. But because he has such great skills and timing, he can take that risk.
A few Joshes on this card. We just talked about Joshua Buatsi. The next Josh we're going to see is Josh Warrington, obviously former IBF featherweight champion. Last time out against Lee Wood wasn't his night, but of course Lee Wood a lot of problems in that one before Lee got the job done. Now moving up to super featherweight. What's left of Josh Warrington, do you think, Darren?
Well, we'll find out. I mean, he boxed so well here early on and surprised a lot of people. You know, I'm sure he still kicks himself when he watches this back, if he does watch it back. But he's in with a different beast here in Anthony Kakachi, who completely ripped up the script against Joe Cordina last time out. it is a very intriguing battle.
It will be, and I heard 10,000 Leeds fans are making their way down to London as well, so he's going to have a lot of support there. All right, we said Josh Warrington's going to make his way out. Let's throw it back to your MC, Mr. Thomas Schreiber.
Our next two fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the IBO Super Featherweight Championship of the World. Let's first welcome the challenger from Leeds, Yorkshire, England. His professional record, 31 wins, 3 defeats, 1 draw, with 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former 2-time world champion, Josh the Leeds Warrior Warrington.
Josh Warrington, what a servant he's been to British boxing. I mean, I've said this, and I want to make sure I say it again. No crowd better than a Josh Warrington crowd. I mean, the fans are just football fans, aren't they? They're nuts. They're nuts.
The night he beat Leeds Selby to win the world title, and I didn't give him a chance to win that, and I went to Leeds scared stiff. But in Ellen Road, it was amazing. The Kaiser Chief played him in, you know, that everyone knows he plays that, but the band played him in. It was just an unforgettable night, and he showed there what he shows throughout his career since, that he's not just tough. He can box. Yep. He outboxed the boxer, and against Carl Frampton, he outfought the puncher. Let's not forget, he outpunched the puncher. Let's be honest, in that fight, and so he's shown how adaptable he can be.
How far away is he from that run? That run was Lee Selby, Carl Frampton, Kid Galahad, and it was a fantastic run. How far away is Josh from that now?
Quite far,
yeah,
if I'm honest, but he's been in with some very, very good fighters, so kind of no disgrace in those defeats. My worry for Josh, and I'm not too sure how I see this fight going, but moving up in weight against a big puncher, and we all know the first thing that goes is your punch resistance. How much chin does he have left is a big question against a big puncher. I just don't know.
I think your vision goes. So, not so much your pin, you don't see the punch, and then we don't see the punch, that's where you get hurt. So, I think when you get older and a little bit shot worn, that's what happens to you. So, you see against Lee Wood, I think a few years ago, when he was boxing so well, the concentration stays the same. And in that fight, he waned a little bit, and Wood caught him, and then we see what happened after that.
Josh, you are no stranger to some huge fight nights, but Saturday night looks to break all records for the British boxing crowd. How are you feeling going into this one?
Yeah, it's an honour to be part of such a spectacle, such a show. Like you say, I've done, many big shows up in Leeds, arenas and stadiums, but this is another level. Ultimately, though, what it comes down to is me and my man in front of me. I've got experience in being in, like I say, big shows, but it's just about me and Anthony, and that's what I'm focused on at the minute.
You go into this one as the underdog, but you've also got experience going in as the underdog, and you've had some of your best wins as an underdog, so that doesn't faze you at all, does it?
No, none whatsoever. I mean, I think throughout my career, the chips have always been stacked against me for whatever reason, but when my back's against the wall, then it seems to bring the best out of me. I went into the last fight, even though I come away on the wrong side of the fight, it was a fight I was dominating. So this one, people might be overlooking me a little bit, but I'm fully focused, and I know I've got enough to get the W.
And a new weight for you. The right time to step up now?
Yeah, you know what? I can't cry over spilled milk, but I probably should have done it a few years ago. These extra few pounds, it might not sound a lot to a lot of people, but I feel absolutely fantastic, and best I've felt in a long time.
Both of you have promised an exciting fight. Is this going to steal the show?
I think so. We've been noble, respectful throughout. I've got a lot of respect for Anto and his team have been very good. Sometimes we're going to prove that you don't need to trash talk or talk absolute bollocks. It's all about letting the fist do the talking. And I think that we're both going to deliver on Saturday night.
Best of luck, Josh.
Thank you.
And now let's welcome the defending world champion from Belfast, Northern Ireland. His professional record, 22 wins, just 1 defeat, with 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the current IBF world champion, and this Saturday, the reigning and defending IBO super featherweight champion of the world, Anthony the Andy Town Apache Kakachi.
I watched that Joe Cordina fight back a few times, and it still shocks me as to how big and strong and devastating Anthony Kakachi looked. And I've always thought Josh Warrington wasn't the biggest featherweight. And Kakachi, and he's a huge super featherweight. There's going to be a size advantage to Kakachi come Saturday night that you ain't going to believe. And now, I guess with the IBF not on the line, there is no IBF rehydration clause as well, I'm guessing.
What's your take on that again, that fight? Controversial?
Which one?
Kakachi, Cordina.
Yeah, 100%.
Shot
yeah.
after the break.
It stopped everything. Don't get me wrong, I thought Kakachi was winning anyway, but that changed everything.
It did, and he caught on the break. He was thrown already, so you can't blame him for that. But the way he conducted himself after that, as brave as Cordina was, he barely missed with a shot, Kakachi, and every shot had venom in it. So he had the focus to concentrate on that. And he punches long, and that's where Josh Warren's going to have the problem here. Josh Warren likes to rush you, but he punches long and hard, Kakachi, so he's going to catch you coming in every time. And also, Kakachi can box. We see him against Magnesi. Oh, yeah, the guy coming on him all the time with pressure, and how he coped with that quite well. He always found the range for that uppercut, for that long right hand.
You'd probably say it's his natural style.
I think it is, actually, yeah. So, it's a hard fight, but I think Josh Warren should have moved up to super featherweight a couple of years ago, but he stayed at featherweight because that's where the money was. I think he might be a step too late now, and he's coming against a guy who might be old in age, but he's young in ambition. It took him a long time to get here now, to be a world champion. He's not on the line. We probably thought he'd never get here. Now he's here now, at this mature age. He will not want to give it up. For me, this is fight of the night.
Interesting. I really hope that Josh can rewind it one more time so we get that 100-mile-per-hour Josh against Kakachi, because you got to make a guy we know it's a hard weight cut for Kakachi, make him feel that weight cut. And if Josh can work like we have seen in the past, you could be right. We could be onto a fight of the night here.
Let's go.
Anthony, welcome back to Riyadh Season Fight Week. How are you feeling going in as champion on this one?
I'm feeling great. Look around. It is unbelievable. It's just great to be part of this, Riyadh season again. I'm just buzzing.
How has the prep gone for this one compared to your last one? You're going into this one as the favourite.
Listen, favourite means absolutely nothing. I know Josh, he's a great fighter, and he's going to bring the heat, but I just believe I'm the better fighter, and it's my time.
How much of an opportunity is the fight on Saturday for you?
Well, for to fight a big name like Josh, it's great. He's had fights with Frampton, Selby, and all these big fighters in the past. So I would like to get my revenge for a couple of Irish fighters. So Saturday night, I plan on doing that.
Both of you have said, and commentary has said, they think this is going to be fight of the night.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what it's going to be?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I know the style Josh brings. I know what I want to bring. So, yeah, I do. I believe it's going to be the best fight of the night.
Fans have got a lot to look forward to.
Yes, 100%. Tune in.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Our next two fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the EBU European, WBC Silver, and Commonwealth Middleweight Championships. First, let's welcome from Rowley Regis, West Midlands, England. His professional record consists of 19 wins, 2 defeats, 3 draws, with 1 win coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending EBU European Middleweight Champion, Tyler Denny.
Barry Jones just said off air that he loves Tyler Denny, and I think everyone can echo that. Honestly, one of the nice guys of boxing, has done it the hard way as well. He's fought away, he's fought as an underdog, had to sell tickets to even get on fight cards. And here he is now, co-main event on a Riyadh season card. I absolutely love it for him.
You know what I love about him? even when he wins titles, he's still the B-side. Again tonight, he's a European champion. He's still the B-side, and he doesn't care. He's literally living his best life. Everything's just an opportunity. And if you've got a boxer who can box, and you watch Tyler Denny, you say you were still boxing now, Dad, and you watch Tyler Denny, you go, he's beatable. I'll beat him every time. But what he does, his superpower, he drags you into his fight, and he does it after a round and a half. Look, Felix Cash is so skillful, and on paper you think that's a one-sided fight. He dragged Cash into his fight straight away, and he makes you work so hard, he drains your energy. If he had power, no one would fight him. I tell you that much.
And that, when you hear people talk about experience, that's experience. Being able to drag your opponent into your type of fight, like we've said, Felix Cash, very, very skilled, but this man here has more than experience. Don't worry about that. He can fight. He's a crafty, intelligent fighter, a proud champion of that European title, and it's a big task, though. I've been so impressed with Hamza.
It is a big task, and it's quite a quick turnaround as well when you think of the Felix Cash one. He would have maybe taken a couple of weeks break, then gone straight into camp. Not that the Felix Cash fight was quite difficult, because he made it look quite easy, but it's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, less camps, more fights.
Yeah, good shout.
All these camps are a waste of time. You just need to stay fit. We said this earlier on, and he's the guy who's like that. He's always fit. He's always ready. He's always near his weight. He's a professional he's a professional who's been a part-time professional most of his career. So he's the proper boxing story. He is, more than all the others, more than the Olympians. He's the proper boxing story. Yeah. Just do it the hard way. So, but he has skill. Well, the problem he has now is the secret's out. He's not surprised. People know how good he is now. They can't go, oh, I'll beat him because he doesn't look that great, because he's not knocking everybody out. He has skill, and his skill is his strength and his awkwardness. He looks like his knees are pointed in when he throws punches. He looks like he has no balance, but he does. He throws himself into shots, and he puts himself on and squared up. He gets an easy tag of the hit, and then he comes back with a left hook, and he always finds that extra punch to throw.
Yeah, surprises. I really believe he surprises his opponents when they get in there with him. Like you say, you can watch all the tape you want of Tyler Denny. He's one of those guys, when you get in there with him, he just, the way he finds the target.
Takes your skill away, doesn't it?
Takes your skill away, exactly. Everything you feel that you've got over Tyler Denny, he'll just rip that up and he'll do his thing. He manages to nullify your strengths, and yeah, he's such a likeable guy.
Look at him taking it all in as well. He signed quite a few autographs, took a few photos there. Again, this is his time. This is his time. And look, if he can beat Hamza Shiraz, I mean, look, everyone's talking about Hamza Shiraz fighting for a world title next. A European champion beats a world title level guy. Your next fight for Tyler Denny is a world title if he can beat Hamza Shiraz. So a lot on the line come Saturday night in our co-main event.
Tyler, it looks like you're taking it all in, the atmosphere, signing autographs. How excited are you for this one?
I'm buzzing for it, man, buzzing for it. This is crazy, isn't it? But just enjoying myself and embracing it.
How different is this from what you're used to experiencing? You've done it the hard way. You've gone the small hall route. You've had to sell tickets. You've gone on the road. You've gone on the B-side. How different is this?
It's very different. I think there's more people here than I've been at some of my fights earlier on. So, but you know, I'm grateful for it. I appreciate it, and can make someone's day having a picture. Then I'm all up for it, really.
Now, you've said yourself, you keep getting told this is a tough fight. You've taken nothing but tough fights, really. So that doesn't faze you at all.
Nah, nothing. I enjoy it. If they're not calling me the underdog, I'm used to it now. I've been underdog for the last probably 6 or 7 fights, and I keep coming out on top, and it'll be no different Saturday.
If you get the win Saturday night, what does it do for you? What opportunity is there for you?
When I get the win on Saturday, I don't know. I leave that to everyone else, but the progression's mad. So who knows? World titles, but let's sort Saturday out first.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
And now let's welcome from Ilford, Essex, England, undefeated with 20 wins, 16 of his 20 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending WBC Silver and Commonwealth Middleweight Champion, Hamza Shiraz.
He doesn't panic under pressure. He keeps it long. He's a big, tall guy. Never lets you get too close. He throws the uppercuts long. The jab's his key weapon. This is Tyler Denny's hardest fight because this guy won't let you draw him into a fight. I think that's the difficult. You've got to try and get close to him. How do you get close to a guy who keeps his shape, keeps his concentration, and punches hard with every punch that he throws? Because this guy Shiraz can whack with every shot, but his technique is flawless. I say it all the time, he punches inside his body frame. When you do that, it means you have to turn your body into the shot, which makes you direct, neat, and powerful with it.
Very quickly, this is your division, Daz. I'm going to ask you, would he beat Eubank Jr.?
Yeah, I think so. Star quality in and out of the ring.
Clip that, please, people. Clip that. Send it over to Eubank Jr. Remember, co-main event it is Hamza Shiraz versus Tyler Denny. European title up for grabs. Remember, European champion is Tyler Denny in this one. Hamza Shiraz on the cusp of a world title fight, and Ali Drew is going to speak to him now.
Hamza, fight week has officially begun. How are you feeling?
I'm very well, very well. Looking forward to put on a great performance come Saturday night. I just want to thank my team, thank His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, and yeah, I'm buzzing.
You've been dreaming of fighting at Wembley Stadium for a long time. Does it feel real that it's happening this Saturday?
Do you know what? It does and it doesn't. I kind of wake up every morning and have like a pinch myself moment. But, you know, it's reality now, and I've got to deal with a man in front of me on Saturday night.
You're going into this one as the favourite. Do you feel pressure on your shoulders with that?
No pressure. I don't feel pressure at all, to be fair. I'm blessed to be in the situation I am, and I'll make good use of it for sure.
You are a Riyadh season ambassador. How proud does it make you, the fact that it's here now in London? Yeah, massive. Listen, it gives me the opportunity to perform in front of the people who couldn't come out to Riyadh. Do you know what I mean? So it being Riyadh season and me being ambassador as well, it just makes sense. And I suppose one way I could give back is by putting on a knockout performance Saturday night. Is that what you're predicting for Saturday night? Inshallah, definitely, that's the plan. Best of luck. Thank you very much.
Hamza Shiraz there talking to Ali Drew, very, very confident. All right, main event on Saturday. Main event fighters about to do the walk. Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois. Something to whet your appetite, though. Watch this promo if you're not already excited about what's to come.
Live on DAZN, September 21st, Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois fight for the IBF World Heavyweight title. AJ stands on the brink of history to become a three-time world champion. Daniel Dynamite Dubois, Britain's silent powerhouse, stands in his way. An explosive night at Wembley awaits.
Who do you think you are? Daniel, don't disrespect me.
Joshua versus Dubois. Live on DAZN, September 21st. Buy now at DAZN.com.
Look who's joined us. 3 has become 4. Sonny Edwards has joined us. Sonny, before we talk about your big news, and it was real big news, obviously you look after Ishmael Davis as well. How easy was it for him to say, yes, ready to take that fight? And we've been trying to debate here what weight he was when he took that fight.
I'll be real, Ish has been the easiest fighter to work with, and I don't think there's possibly going to be another one that comes up. He's accepted every fight, and I'll be real, I know it's easy to say, and I'm not going to sort of, drawing names out of a hat, but it's really been like that. He's gone through 4 and then 5, and then this is the 6th opponent all in the last 2-3 months. He was asked to go on the original Prograis Catterall card
in August,
which was on like 5 weeks from when he got asked. He said yes. Then it was September, and then obviously another fight got chucked in by the British board. He said yes, and then it's been pushed back again, then to October, now brought forward back to September. He said yes every single time, every single opponent. And, okay, this fight is out of contract, obviously, but every other fight, he said yes and didn't mention money, and that doesn't really happen.
This is, I think, maybe the first time we saw him on DAZN. Yep. And I think everyone was surprised as to how good he was. Like, where's this secret being kept? No one knew of him, really, apart from the hardcore boxing fans. You obviously knew about his talent, and he showed us that night.
Yeah, I mean, where has he been kept secret? In the gym sparring all the best super welters to light heavies in the country. I mean, that's how I really became close with Ish. He was up sparring Lyndon, helping him prepare for big fights, you know what I mean? And we've always really rated him. But the thing with Ish, physically and his mindset, he doesn't look at weight, he doesn't look at size, he looks at a human that he can fight, and he genuinely believes he can fight everyone. So the fact that we're talking about 6 pounds a weight above To him, it's neither here nor there. Like he really doesn't care. His last fight against Troy Williamson weighed 5 pounds heavier than him on the day of the scales. 5 pounds. When does someone weigh that much and it still fight at that level? And Ish was still kind of the underdog coming up.
Yeah,
he's a real one of a kind. Genuinely.
Sonny, out of curiosity though, like for your side, being a manager, etc., when that fight's presented to you, Anish, do you try and take a little bit of weight off of the 160?
I'll be real, because it was such short notice, and he had a fight at 154 in 5-6 weeks' time on the Catterall card. He was already in kind of a place to weight cut for the weight above. If anything, it was kind of perfect. Like I said, he was in the ring last time out against the middleweight. He was a pound under.
And he started his career at middleweight.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? He's a phenomenal fighter, and there wasn't really no hesitation. He's always in sort of a good place. He never blows up massively. He's strong. He's had to do a weight cut as well. But we're really confident. We're really happy at the fight. I'll be real. I'll go as far as saying I preferred this fight. Take away all the lights and all the financial differences. I actually preferred this fight more than I did the fight he had originally against Lima. I'll be real, and that's me being perfectly honest.
When do you stop taking steps up, or do you not? Do you keep it organic? Because he says these steps up, they've seen Troy Williamson was a massive step up, and he came through with flying colours. This is a bigger step up again. If he comes through this, you just keep going, or do you sort of say, hang on, let's just slow down a little bit?
I'll be real, I haven't seen a trajectory of a career in 1 fight, 2 fight, now this is the 3rd fight, raised so quickly. I've never seen it on all my years in boxing. 3 fights away from small halls to now Wembley in a massive fight. I don't know how much of it is a step up. I mean, Josh Kelly is fantastic every time he steps in the ring, and it's easy for him. But every single time I've seen him, both amateurs, WSB, and now as a pro, every time the moment comes of uncomfortability, he goes missing in the fight. And I think Avanesin showed him no respect and got no respect, and the fight was over before the halfway bell. And I genuinely believe that, you know, Josh Kelly's best win is who? The same as Ish's, Troy Williamson. So is he ridiculously levels above? Go ask the bookies, they don't think so. Not on 6 days notice. If they had 12 weeks, they'd probably be putting Ish as the favourite.
Fighter, manager, promoter, Sonny Edwards. Let's talk about your fight as a fighter. Big one got announced, Galal, your fight. It's one that we've been talking about for a couple of years. You're going to Birmingham, November. Excited about this one?
Yeah, I mean, it was always inevitable.
Yeah. Your brothers were going to fight. We all thought that was going to happen.
Yeah, and Cal never wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't think he could ever live past losing to my brother. I mean, I think me and Galal, we don't have that sort of pride and that sort of bitterness on setbacks. I'll be real. I chuck myself in the deep end every single time. Every conversation a promoter wants, whatever fight is their A pick should be the fight that the fans want, because that's the maths of the promoter, really. So, yeah, I accepted the fight 2 months before my last one. It was surprising to me that it took this long to get proper over the line and get everything signed off and confirmed, but I'm buzzing for it. I think it's a great night for British boxing, and again, I know I keep drumming it, and people are probably getting bored, but I don't remember where flyweights was doing this. I don't. Headlining shows. Like, I think this will be my 8th or 9th card I've headlined.
Yeah, and you're headlining so well. I have to ask about the cut. I can see it there. How's it healing? Like, have we done any spars with big gloves yet? What's the deal?
Yeah, I've already got the ball rolling on everything, so I've got no issues. Forget about my cut. I want to know why my opponent that we've just announced has now been put on another fight, because for me, and remember I said this, which camera is live, yeah?
That one, go that one.
This one, with the red light above it. Yeah. Remember I said this, when October 1st week comes and all of a sudden it's a hand injury and a pushback and we shouldn't have took that fight in Sheffield. Yeah, you shouldn't have, I told you that. I was annoyed at Matchroom, giving him a chance to get in the ring and get out of the fight. Because that's all I think that's going to happen. I know for a fact that phone calls were made from his trainer and manager to people in the world of boxing that they shouldn't have, complaining that Matchroom are making them take this fight. So here we are. I'm expecting an excuse to come from that, but I hope I'm wrong. Desperately, I hope I'm wrong.
I love Sonny. Honestly, I do love Sonny. All right, the big boys are ready to walk, so let's throw it back downstairs to Thomas Triber.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, let's welcome Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing and International Boxing Hall of Fame promoter, Mr. Frank Warren of Queensberry Promotions.
See, this is what I meant by the big boys, by the way. I didn't mean the fighters, I meant the big boys, as in Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren. This is them against each other again, isn't it? But I would have thought, if you told me, I would have said this would be Tyson Fury versus AJ and not Daniel Dubois. Eddie just has to win this one, doesn't he? This is his guy, isn't it? He has to win this one.
He's playing catch up. But again, it's so good to see these two working together. Look at the might of boxing right now with the two powerhouses alongside each other. But, you know, I'd love to know where this ranks in both promoters' sort of list of events.
Where do you think it ranks?
This has got to be up there. I mean, if you're looking at the magnitude of the fight, you'd have to say Usyk Fury, because, you know, it's the first time since Lewis winning the undisputed title. But then you're looking at records being broken at Wembley, then that adds a certain something special. So it's an interesting question to ask.
Is this bigger for Eddie than AJ versus Klitschko?
I would say no.
I'm going to say no.
I would say no, because that was, you know, Klitschko then was, you know, on a massive run, wasn't he? And still, you know, at the end of his career, was still the fighter to beat. And yeah, and that was such a great fight and a great occasion for Anthony Joshua. Even though he was already a world champion, that was his coming of age fight, I felt.
But it is a big one for both, obviously. We all know how much AJ's played a part in the growth of Matchroom, but not just the growth of Matchroom, you know as well, Darren, the growth of British boxing. AJ has been enormous for British boxing.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's been a flag bearer, absolutely. You know, and it's crossed over the pond as well. We see it didn't go his way against Ruiz, but we see the noise that AJ was making over in the States. So yeah, I mean, an absolute superstar in and out of the ring, Ade.
Right, both of you are actually working together, but against each other on this one. It is another Matchroom v Queensberry. Frank, I'll start with you. Your man is going in as the champion. How are you feeling about all this?
I'm excited. I think we've got a fabulous show on a great fight on Saturday night. And it's going to be an all-action fight. They're both massive, massive big punchers. Won't go the distance, but it's going to be really exciting while it lasts.
Both of you have been with the main event fighters for their entire pro career. How does this stack up compared to other fight nights?
Yeah, obviously, you know, I think I do rank as AJ's #1 fan. And, you know, he's a friend. I know how hard he's worked over the years. We've had our highs and our lows. And to see him make history as a 3-time world heavyweight champion would be, you know, an incredible moment for him. And we'd be very proud. And we're also aware of the challenge. You know, I think most people believe AJ's the favourite in the fight, but Daniel is a very live underdog. You know, he's dangerous. He punches very hard. Be interesting to see how he can deal with this and the emotion on the night. But like Frank said, anything can happen in this fight, and that's the beauty of the heavyweight division. That's why 96,000 people will be crammed into Wembley Stadium for an incredible undercard. And we've also got Josh Warrington against Kakachi, another Queensberry Matchroom lineup. And, you know, despite the 10-0 defeat, kind of feel like AJ Dubois carries 20 points. So we must win this one on Saturday.
In terms of big fight nights, how does this one compare for you, Frank?
It's huge. I mean, it's 96,000 people. That's all you need to know. It's the biggest attendance ever in Europe for a fight. That says it all. And that's how it should be as well. It's a tremendous card. Wembley Special Riyadh season. It's an unbelievable competitive fight card with great fights all the way through. You know, don't blink. Every fight is going to be an absolute barnstormer. Every one of them.
How good is it to have a Riyadh season here in London?
Fabulous. I mean, look at it. Everybody's come out for it. You know, this is what it's all about. You know, it's big-time boxing. It's boxing at the highest level. It's cards that we never ever thought you know, Eddie and I couldn't put a card together like this, because it's the fact that it's being sponsored and it's being put together in association with Riyadh season makes it work. So it's been an unbelievable year for boxing. It's been dynamic change in the ground shifting as far as what's happening in the sport because of Riyadh season. You know, these great fights, these fabulous heavyweight division fights. You know, suddenly the heavyweight division is just on fire. And we're going to see some seriously hot, burning flames with these two guys throwing these big punches on Saturday night. It's going to be something extra special and exciting.
Yeah, something maybe fans haven't got to experience yet in the UK.
Yeah, and, you know, the fight where we saw it in Los Angeles recently, we've seen it in Riyadh. And, you know, I know that a lot of people talk about His Excellency, but to see the comments from British fight fans and American fight fans asking to bring Riyadh season to London or to Los Angeles, we never thought we'd see Riyadh season in London. And I'm glad we have, because it's a massive shot in the arm for British boxing. You know, as Frank said, this whole project has really been less than a year, 11 months since the first Riyadh season event, and we're getting to see all the big fights, all the big cards. You know, not just Riyadh season London coming up, but Bivol Beterbiev coming up in just over 3 weeks. For me, probably the best fight in boxing. And then, of course, the Fury-Usyk rematch in December. So, you know, an amazing run for the sport, and we've got to enjoy it, you know. And I think the entire card on Saturday, fantastic. Throwing a bit of Liam Gallagher, Sweet Caroline. I think, you know, Turki Al-Sheikh is not going to quite believe what he sees on Saturday when he feels the energy from the British fight fans.
When he hears it, it's going to be amazing. You know, this is probably one of the biggest sporting events to take place in this country. There's no doubt about it. And it's going to be, as I say, I keep emphasising how special it is. Watch it. You haven't got a ticket, and I don't think, you know, you can't really, I think there's only a couple left. If you haven't got a ticket, watch it on pay-per-view, because you will see something special. This is going to be a special night of boxing, topped off with an unbelievable competitive heavyweight fight.
It certainly is. It's going to be spectacular, and best of luck to both of you.
Yeah, best of luck to both of them. Obviously, Eddie Hearn does need to get a win over Frank Warren. All right, we saw a bit of this earlier, AJ and comedian Tom Davis. Let's give you a bit more.
So here we're going to keep the main thing, right?
Yeah.
We have got the heavy bag.
Okay.
Big, strong.
You know who this is for me?
Who?
This is Ross Kemp.
That's a picture
Grant
of
Mitchell. This is Grant Mitchell from EastEnders.
Give me a big right hand. Take that, Ross. You got a left hook for me? There we go, and again. There we go. Now come round the other side.
My glasses are coming off.
What are you going to do with these glasses? Going to keep them on?
Might have to take them off.
Will you be able to see?
I can see that bag, and I can. You know what? A lot of it is picturing, isn't it? It's there. It's not even what's. Yeah. It's visualization, right?
Lovely.
This is Grant Mitchell.
Yeah.
Ross
Kemp. Lovely stuff.
You see that, Ross? Yeah. You see that? Yeah. You want some of that, Ross?
Don't want none of that.
Yeah.
It's my fighter right here. Don't want none of that.
Come see me, man.
Come see
me.
Come see us.
Step out of Wolford. You know what I've got.
Yeah. Oh, steady there, my boy. Yeah. All right, good. So we've done our warm up. Get in the ring.
Let's do it. I feel like I got that fire in me now. One of the biggest moments, obviously, for getting in the ring for a big fight is how do you get in the ring. So some people flip over, some people step over. For me, just one of them. Wrestler style. You like that? Andy, you think it was good?
Oh, yeah, I liked it. Entertainment.
And what's your vibe?
Oh, I just kind of walk up, one leg, dip, and the other leg.
Oh, God. That was cool, yeah.
What do you reckon?
Sort of similar sort of coolness, but...
How do you feel being in the ring, though?
Oh, it feels nice.
Is there a certain type of buzz that you get?
Yeah. How do you... For me, it reminds me a little bit of, like, when you're on stage as a stand-up. Yes. That first punch, right, is got to be a little bit like that first joke. If your first joke doesn't hit...
It's going to be a long night.
It's a long killer of a night.
Let's practice, right?
Okay.
Bang. Right hand, let them know.
Yeah.
I'm here to drop punchline after punchline.
Okay.
Yeah? So you got your jab, got your left hook to the body, right uppercut, right hand, put them together, 1-2, 1-2 hook. Nice. Jab again. We're training for you to get in this spar.
Yeah.
And for me to try and knock you out.
Well,
and for you to try and knock me out.
We're in the spar?
Yeah, like right now. I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm probably going to show you a little bit of what I'm going to do.
Against Dubois?
September 24th.
Okay, yeah. I mean, like, sneak peek-wise, I don't need to see too much, just like a vague sort of...
Live in the moment.
Yeah.
It's the moment that matters.
Or die in the moment. Anything could happen here.
It's the moment that matters.
Jeez.
told you, serious sparring. Getting ready for a big fight. Let's go.
No, I think it's me.
Let's go. Let's
I
go.
think I'm done.
Let's go. You got this.
I think I'm...
Let's go.
Have you got a toilet here?
Yeah, it's in the back. It's in the back.
AJ looks very relaxed, as does Daniel Dubois as well. I spoke to Daniel Dubois yesterday. I'm joined by Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn. I'm not going to ask you how you guys are doing because I know what both of you are going to say. But this is incredible, isn't it? We've done Riyadh seasons in Riyadh. We've been to LA and done that one as well. It's so good to have one back in London.
It is the Wembley edition of the Riyadh season. And look at it. I mean, this is big, big, big time. And in all my time in boxing, I've never seen this in the UK. And I've been involved in some big fights for 40-odd years in the UK, and this is something else.
You both have put on big Wembley cards in recent years. Obviously, you're Tyson Fury against Dillian White. You've done Sinew, AJ against Klitschko. Just how big is this one on Saturday in comparison to both of those?
Oh, they were huge. I mean, 90,000, 94,000, but it's the depths of the card. Me and Frank were just commenting on this lovely lilac carpet that we've seen. I mean, it runs really the whole length of Leicester Square. I dread to think how much that carpet costs, let alone being open air at the Odeon in Leicester Square. Throw in the workouts tomorrow, not just the media workouts, but 3 fights as well, with top prospects on the card, the press conference and the huge weigh-in on Friday. It's just the crescendo of activity and a fight card that, quite frankly, we couldn't put on because, we've had this opportunity from Riyadh season to sponsor this show and really invest in the quality of it with a top to bottom stellar undercard, fights that could be headlining their own shows. And of course, 2 Brits going for the world heavyweight title. And I think, the Rocky music's playing in the background. It's apt because this is a real war on Saturday night. It really is. And we're talking about it off camera. We don't really know how it's going to go because when you've got 2 guys that punch like these two with such speed and ferocity, the fight can end on a sixpence. And I think that is, why it's so compelling. And, for us, obviously, we're Team AJ. We've both had these fighters from their professional debuts. And although Daniel stands as a world heavyweight champion at the moment, let's be honest, this would be his crowning moment if he was to be victorious. And for AJ, make history in that small group of 3-time world heavyweight champions.
Fight fans with Riyadh season cards as well, Frank, can expect a bit more, can't we? It isn't just the fights, it's the razzmatazz, it's what goes on at Wembley Stadium. Liam Gallagher, I heard behind the scenes they might be trying to get Noel Gallagher as well for the Oasis reunion. There's a lot going on Saturday.
There is a lot going on, as you say. It's a fabulous, fabulous undercard. But the main event, for me, is something special because it's excitement. And when, it's the old adage in boxing, styles make fights. Well, these guys got similar styles. They're both big punchers. They've both got good jabs. And it's how it's going to gel. And I can't see either of them wanting to take a backward step. Because whoever takes the backward step is going to be in trouble. And I think they know that. So they're going to be trying to impose themselves. And the only way you can impose yourself when you've got somebody who's a puncher, you've got to hurt them. You've got to really hurt them.
Both of these guys can hurt the other.
And that's right. So that's what it's going to be. Who blinks first? And this is a fabulous, fabulous fight. This occasion is just amazing. I mean, it's just amazing. The whole thing about it, from top to bottom. Riyadh season in the UK. I mean, this is absolute big time boxing. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this in America, even in America. This is
even in the big Vegas shows, and you was in Vegas recently.
Absolutely not like this. Not like this.
As well. I feel like it's always been must win for AJ, right? Ever since he turned pro, you can't lose, you can't lose. He can't lose this one on Saturday, though, can he?
They've been saying that since the Ruiz 2 fight. If he loses this, is his career over? The run, and he's lost twice since then to Usyk. So the thing is, in this game, it's a game of snakes and ladders. You've got to work your way up to the board, and when you fall down, it's a long way back. Well, after the Usyk defeat, he's done that. He's worked himself right up to the top of the board, and on Saturday, he's got a chance to become king once more. You get beat, you fall right back down again, and the rebuild process is arduous, and it's a long task and a long road back. So for us, I mean, there is only one thing we have to do, and that's win. Defeat, a loss is not even in the thought process. It would be a disaster for everybody to lose. But after building your way back up to this shot,
and at the age.
Yeah.
At his age.
So
I just put a bit more pressure at the age. Try and pile a little bit on, No, but it is. The pressure on both of them is there, and a lot of things have been said about both of them. But listen, the British public are not fools. They've come out and bought all the tickets. It's going to do massive numbers on pay-per-view, and that's because they know what they're going to get. They know they're going to get something special. Because out of all the heavyweights, these two guys have power, absolute power. And, you know, this could be like a British version of Frazier against Foreman.
Good sell. I'll take that one.
That's the bombs that they throw.
If we get that, I think everyone will be very happy. Final one, Eddie. Both of these guys, you mentioned similarities in terms of how they box and the power. I think both of these guys have similarities in terms of their mental state and what they've been through, the build-up, right? Both of these guys, though, no excuses on Saturday, are firing on all cylinders now. Mental state's 100%.
No, I think that's the beauty of this fight. Yeah. It's not someone coming off a loss that's a bit shaky. It's not someone who's coming off controversy of maybe their heart being questioned. Dubois looks like he's got the bit between his teeth again. You know, the doubts and the questions that have been there in the past. Looks like he's a new fighter. AJ, you know, the questions of, has he still got it anymore? He looks better than ever under Ben Davison and Lee Wiley as well. So the key to this fight is both guys in absolute physical and mental peak. You're getting the best version of both guys in their career. And, you know, for us, we hope it's enough and we believe it's enough, but we also know it's a heavyweight game and the heart's going to be beating through the chest and the hairs are going to be standing up, you know, and I can't wait to be there on Saturday night and also to see Turki Al-Sheikh's face when Sweet Caroline's pumping out and he's looking around with the fireworks going off, going, wow.
I saw his face in LA. I was looking at him and there was 24,000 in there.
Yeah, but this, you know,
this
is British. This is a British crowd. There's nothing like a British fight crowd.
He's going to be so shocked. He's going to be so shocked.
I've got to tell you something. You know, Tyson against Dillian White was unbelievable atmosphere. This is going to be the same. This is a, you know, all British affair, all British title fights. They're always great. They're special moments in sport, and this is going to be a special moment, no doubt about it. They both tasted defeat, and neither of them want to taste it again. Neither of them. This is a fight for their future.
Well, you're both up for it as well. It's getting a bit spicy up here as well. Remember, it isn't just Saturday night on DAZN. So much more coming your way in the next few months.
Hey, listen up. Let's have it. We know you've always got your eye on the prize. The championship belt. And why wouldn't you? You're a finely tuned, well-oiled boxing watching machine. Capable of consuming over 150 fights on DAZN every year.
We've gone big. We've gone global.
Churning through combinations, comebacks, and non-stop knockouts. Where are you? With big fights every week, you're the best in the world. So go on, get that belt, champ. DAZN, undisputed.
They're up for it. Both of those guys are up for it. Frank has this little twinkle in his eye. He started talking about AJ's age. AJ's going to be 35, etc., etc. I think Frank thinks he's got the right horse here.
Yeah, he does. And I got to be honest, form would tell you that maybe he's right. Because even though AJ looked destructive against Ngannou, it was still Ngannou who's only had one fight. And Dubois has beaten Jamel Miller, who's a decent fighter, but Hrgovic, who's a world-class fighter, or so we thought, and he's done that in impressive fashion. So, you know, he is the man in form.
You know, we were both in LA, Darren. Sorry, Barry. Sorry, Barry. We were both in LA, Darren. And look, there was 25,000 in there. And we heard the atmosphere when Eminem done his thing. 96,000 Wembley, Liam Gallagher. Like, I think it's going to blow. There isn't a roof there, but if there was, it would blow it off.
Definite, absolutely definite. And it kind of gives you a real idea of where they're going with this. This is a mega event.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of gone from boxing into this super sonic occasion.
Like WrestleMania and Super Bowl in one.
Exactly that, and it's that moment that everybody's going to go away and talk about in years to come. I was there. That I was there moment. There's been plenty of them. One of them was AJ Klitschko. There's been, arguably all of the fights there have been special, but this one, I think, with the acts, it's just a super star occasion.
You know what's very interesting about all these big fights, and look, we've seen them all, right? Whether it be AJ ones at the Principality, AJ ones at Tottenham, Tyson Fury at Wembley, Tyson Fury at Tottenham. Sometimes it's very difficult to remember the co-main and the undercard fights. With these ones, you're going to remember the undercard fights as well. Like, it's an all night of boxing. It isn't a case of turn up at 10 o'clock. It's a case of turn up at 5, get your popcorn and enjoy it.
Yeah, it is, and I think that's for boxing fans. I mean, for general sports fans, they just want to see the Gallaghers, the Gallaghers perform and the big fight. But for us boxing fans, to see all these fights so intriguing, no, this is a special night. It really is. If you're a boxing geek, you're not missing this for love or money. You're not, are you?
No, you're not missing this at all. AJ versus Dubois. I was lucky enough or unlucky enough to be in between the two giants as they did a face-off, and I got a little tetchy, it's fair to say.
Let's talk about the trainers from both of you. Both of you have got new trainers. Ben Davison's done a fantastic job with you. Don Charles has done a fantastic job.
I remember when I changed trainers, you were like, a trainer can't make a fighter and all that type of stuff. Of course a trainer can make a fighter. It's massively important.
Sorry, I said?
I remember when I changed trainers, I remember hearing you saying that a trainer can't make a fighter. All he needs to do is be motivated himself and so on and so forth. You're one of the people that would disrespect me when I was making a lot of decisions based on what I was doing for my career. And now we're here talking about the benefits of trainers. So as I said, just like we spoke about Daniel and you making claims to what I've done wrong and how he's handled me in the gym and so on to try and boost their credibility, 100% a trainer...
I've had to boost his credibility. He's gone and done it in the ring.
A trainer plays a massive part in the development of any fighter. 100%, a senior figure in any athlete, any businessman's career is a massive part of their success, 100%. And that's why I went far and wide searching on ways to improve. And that's why I'm here now. It's not just off of my back.
And you get fighters blame the trainer when they get beat. He's in a positive place right this moment.
Why is that? Because he changed trainer?
No, because the results are there.
So it's nothing to do with the coach?
Of course it's to do with the coach. I'm not saying...
Trainers, really, isn't he?
Sorry?
He's got 3 trainers.
No, he hasn't. He's got
Don,
one guy...
He's got Kieran, he's got his old man.
Kieran,
in the corner.
Kieran's here. He's not his trainer. His trainer is Don. Kieran works...
He's on the pads all the time, isn't he?
Yeah, but that's not his trainer.
Well,
and I've got to tell you something, you know...
If he's
I'm
on
just
the
saying,
pads...
it makes a difference. Having a good team around him.
It seems like when we...
I
remember when AJ had 3 or 4 in the corner, you know, it was just... Yeah, it's very similar.
It's a team that's working, and it is working, because obviously the results are there as well. But at the end of the day, when he's in that ring, he can go back to the corner, be given his advice, but at the end of the day, he's got to be able to perform and do it. Well, he's shown it, certainly in his last 2 fights, what he's all about.
But the thing is, actually, when you're saying about you got to motivate yourself, that's actually wrong in Daniel's regard. You know that.
No.
Because it's his corner that have been motivating him to get through fights.
I don't agree with that.
His dad's been helping him get through fights. Don, Kieran.
Dad's
without that, he would never have got through the Gerard Miller fight.
His dad is a big part of his career, his life, obviously.
Of course, but he needs to motivate him. That's what I'm saying. You're saying the fighter's got to be motivated.
Is that true?
What are we
Daniel?
arguing about?
I don't know.
I just want to fight. You know, I ain't got nothing.
No, but Daniel, no, it's okay. We've got a few more minutes, Daniel. Very quickly.
Let AJ talk. Let Eddie talk.
Very quickly though, Daniel. Eddie, I know you're always supremely confident when it comes to Anthony Joshua. 21st of September, does he become a 3-time heavyweight world champion?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, that's the teams are going to say what they're going to say. I think the great thing is both guys are in tremendous form. It's funny that before AJ started coming through, everyone wants to psychoanalyse him. Now he's like this guy who's unbeatable again. So it doesn't really matter. Now you're psychoanalysing Daniel. Poor Daniel.
Correct.
He just wants to run up. Yeah, he don't want to sit here because he's had... When Daniel turned pro, he was so young, he never had a chance to really win that much as an amateur. He won gold in London. I mean, the pressure that he's had over the years is unbelievable. And now it's just like we're free-rolling now because you get to a point where you're really comfortable within yourself and in your career and in your life. And AJ's there. No doubts, no worries, like this, that, it's just go out and perform. And this is a real fight. But, you know, I see what you say about knockouts and all this. He can win it any way he wants. He can outbox him, he can outpunch him, he can outfight him, he can outsmart him. But it's going to be a proper fight. And, you know, the best man will win. And this is just another step for us to his destiny of becoming undisputed world heavyweight champion.
AJ, final one from yourself, obviously. Wembley, many moons ago against Vladimir Klitschko, probably your best night as a boxer. Excited to go back to where it all really started. Adam Smith famously coined the phrase lift off.
Honestly, speaking from the bottom of my heart, aside from belts and aside from it being him, I'm just ready to fight.
Both of you have said that as well. Both of you said exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
But let's wait till the 21st.
Yeah, not me in the middle, please.
If he wants to swing, go. Let's go now.
Sharp, relax. Relax.
If you want to go now, let's go.
Relax.
If you want to go
I'll
now.
put this chair across your face. Don't
Don't disrespect me.
No, you can't intimidate me.
Don't disrespect me.
You can't intimidate me.
Don't disrespect
You can't intimidate me.
Daniel, don't
Who do you
disrespect
think
me.
you are?
Daniel, don't disrespect me. Can't put this chair up in your face. Don't disrespect me. Hear me? No, don't disrespect me on my life, my boy. Born this little boy, you know, don't disrespect me, bro. Don't know who the this guy thinks he's talking to.
No. It's good. It's good.
Don't take disrespect lightly, Dan. Dan, I don't take disrespect lightly, you know. Don't sit on the table telling me we can go now and do all of this and that and try to call me out. Relax. We've had a good face-off here. We've had a good conversation. Don't turn it into something that you don't want.
Clearly, he wasn't scared at all. I was ready. No, I was ready to go at any moment. I just wanted
Did
to
the
make-
sweat get sticky and you just stuck to the
I just want
chair?
everyone to know I was ready to go at any moment. But you know what I really liked about that clip? This Daniel Dubois didn't back down.
Yeah.
Didn't back down. Like AJ said, tell that boy not to disrespect me. I guess sort of talking about his age as a kid, and Dubois was ready to go. What the cameras didn't show there, it took a few minutes after for Dubois to kind of calm down. He was ready to go. And there he is, Daniel Dubois in the building, ready to come and do his walk. Obviously, last time out, Barry looked incredible against Philip Hergovich. Philip started so well, and Daniel Dubois just flipped that fight on his head.
No, he really did, and I go back to about the frailties that he had, and it's all in his head. And now he knows he can push through that wall, and he has that fitness to get him through in those later rounds. So that's a real telling fight for him. But tactically, he's got to be smart in this fight, much smart. He can't be taking punches like that off an Anthony Joshua. He must know that. But his jab's his weapon. He has better footwork than people give him credit for, but his jab is the key to him winning this fight.
Right, there you go. You can see him in the picture there. The current IBF heavyweight champion, Daniel Dubois, about to make his walk. So let's throw it to your MC, Mr. Thomas Triber.
Ladies and gentlemen, our main event this Saturday is scheduled for 12 rounds, and it will be for the IBF Heavyweight Championship of the World. Let's now welcome the participants. First, the defending champion from Greenwich, London, England. His professional record, 21 wins, 2 defeats, with 20 of his 21 wins coming by way of knockout. Let's welcome the reigning and defending IBF Heavyweight Champion of the World, Triple D, Daniel Dynamite Dubois.
Here he comes, all business, Daniel Dubois. Look at the smile as well. Look at this. He's really coming to his own. He really has found himself, and I guess knockouts do that.
His chest is so big he can't put his arms straight. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's not his arms, his chest is so big. The way he walks like he's going to have a fight, doesn't he? You know, I think he's grown into all this now. I think he's done a couple of those Riyadh things. He's been over in Riyadh already. He's getting used to it. He's starting to enjoy it. He talks more fluently now. He's starting to enjoy all this part of the game, which is very important.
Yeah, and like you said, knockouts do that. And also exercising demons, you know, ticking boxes that people thought you were frail in certain areas. He's now redeemed himself, and that produces confidence, Ade.
Daniel, fight week, a huge fight week is here as you look to defend your IBF title on Saturday. How are you feeling?
Good, confident, just relaxing, just soaking it all up, soaking up the energy. It's good.
This will be your first time fighting at Wembley Stadium. How are you mentally preparing yourself for what is to come? Record-breaking crowds and the whole atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm just going to feed off of that energy and just build it up. I can't wait for it, you know. It's my time. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, you've been saying you want to fight AJ for a long time. You've been calling out his name. You've been saying you want the fight. Is now the right time, your time, to be taking this fight?
Yeah, definitely. You guys are going to see this is my time. I'm the man. So I need to, you know, go out there and legitimize it. I'm the champ.
We've seen a few times in the build-up, you have said you were going to knock AJ out. Now we're in fight week. Do you stand by that? Is that how the fight goes on Saturday?
Yes, by any means necessary. You know, victory. That's it.
Best of luck.
Good stuff. Thank you.
There he is, the IBF heavyweight champion, holding that belt proudly, as he should as well. It's a fantastic win against Filip Hrgović. I think he's making his way to us as well, is Daniel Dubois. Yes, he is coming with team. The big man. And he's always got a smile on his face now as well. There he is, there's the big man. All right, Daniel.
All right,
you good?
Good.
We were saying a bit earlier, you're used to this now. You've done a few of these Riyadh seasons. This isn't new to you. You did it against Hrgović, you did it against Jarrell Miller. Do you enjoy it? You can be honest, do you enjoy it?
It's the drill, you know. It's part of the routine before the fight, the ritual. So let's go, man.
And how important is it that you have done it before, so it isn't new? Because I can understand, for someone doing this for the first time, this could be a bit daunting.
No, I'm experienced now, so all of this media and everything, I don't get let any of this faves me. This is the build-up for the storm on Saturday.
Why are you so happy? I can see you're always smiling now. You are the most relaxed person I've ever seen going into what is a major, major fight. Where does that come from?
I'm just, you know, what's the point of getting all worked up for nothing? I'm ready to fight. If you know, wherever we have to do it, we're going to do it. So.
No, you're not fighting now. Don't do that again. Don't do that again.
Daniel.
No, listen.
I see you recently, really weird, filling up my cars in the petrol station, and we were talking a little bit, and I said I congratulated you on the way you performed against Filip Hrgović. You kind of alluded to the fact that you're going to fight like that again. Are you going to force the action against AJ?
I'll do whatever it takes to win, you know, if it means just rushing in, dogfight, headbutts, everything. You know, anything to win and retain my belt.
Do you want to hold the centre of the ring, though? Do you want to be the boss?
No, you guys are going to see. Don't worry about that.
All right.
Don't worry about it.
Don't give everything away. Don't tell him everything.
You also thought you were going to be a world champion, but did you ever think it was going to be this big? 96,000 people in Leicester Square. Do you ever imagine it was going to be this grandeur?
This is big, man. This is big. This ain't the biggest, but this is big. And I'm really just soaking it all up right now. Yeah, it's great atmosphere, and I want to just feed off the energy on Saturday.
Do you, obviously, look, you've got the belt there, and me and you have spoken about this as well. Do you feel like a current world champion, or is it a case of you beat AJ, you raise the belt aloft, and that's the crowning moment?
No, I'm the champ, so you know, I need to operate like one, and yeah, I'm the champ for now. I'm the champ.
What does it feel like to be a world champion? When you start off and you turn pro, that's the dream, isn't it? To hold one of those aloft is the dream. You've got one. What does that feeling feel like?
Feel even better on Saturday when I win. So, I'm just in the zone. It's what I wanted since a little kid. You know, starting the young boxing at the Repton and all the clubs we've been to now today. So yeah, I'm ready for it.
Final one, what's the rest of the week look like? Apart from what you've got to do with us in terms of media obligations, in terms of training, sparring's over, what do you do now? Is it just stay loose, get the body in shape?
Yeah, it's just the usual rituals, just sharpening up and not exerting myself too much, just being explosive on Saturday.
And you will be explosive. Daniel Dubois, thank you very much. There you go, look at him, look at him, look at him go. The current IBF heavyweight champion. And you're right, he is massive. He's so wide, I had to do that when he was talking to you. I had to do that because he's so big.
There was a massive wall in front of me, just like anything else.
But you know, honestly, you see that the smile on his face, the confidence. And I asked him because it is a big moment on Saturday, and you can see zero nerves there.
Yeah, I think because when you're on form, when you're in form, when you have a success, not just wins, the way he's won. I think now he believes in himself fully. There's no doubts anymore in his mind, and I think that gives you that confidence, that inner confidence. Forget about what you sell to the public, what is inside you, and I don't think he could hide it. And he's nice and relaxed, and that makes him really dangerous.
Yeah, I think that the Jarrell Miller fight really opened up something with Daniel Dubois. I've spoken to him about it. I think it's the Filip Hrgović fight, though, a guy that was definitely ranked in the top 10 of most governing bodies. It's that win that really kind of said, okay, Daniel Dubois is a legit heavyweight threat.
Yeah, because Hrgović was a classy operator, could punch, well scored, good amateur pedigree, and he took some big shots. So it was kind of the perfect fight, or perfect performance rather, for Daniel Dubois, because he had to go through a bit of everything there, and he got the win most importantly.
See, I think he can box better. I genuinely do. I think now he'll learn now that if he can tidy up the early work that in that fight, and he can do what he did maybe from like the halfway stage on, early in the fight, that's a world-class performance then all of a sudden. and he'll need it on Saturday because AJ's in pretty good form himself. And AJ's used to this experience. He'll be full of confidence, and he'll want to old man him, if you will, in that, and intimidate him with his presence and his fame and popularity. All that plays a factor on Saturday night. But Dubois is as confident as I've ever seen him.
Yeah, he called AJ the king, to be fair, but he said he's going to be the king slayer. That's what he's using all week.
Do you know what? I think there's a sense of pride coming from Dubois. I think he's proud of himself. He's proud of what he's achieved. He's proud of what he's overcome. And I think he's proud to be in this position. This is what it's all about. Creating history, fighting in front of these sort of crowds on these occasions. If you're going to get nervous, I understand it. But if you're going to get overawed by this, then there's something wrong. This is what top-level sport's all about.
AJ is here. You can see the car there. AJ's making his way into Leicester Square. He's going to be making that walk down the purple carpet and then eventually to us as well. AJ's in the building. This is new to AJ, by the way, this type of grand arrival in Leicester Square. He's never done this before. So it'll be interesting to see if he soaks this up or it's just another walk in the park, another day in the office.
Yeah, go on, Barry. Go on.
I think he's a more relaxed. Because he's mature now, isn't he? No, it's not old. I'm just saying, I think he's in the peak of his powers. But he's more mature and he understands all these obligations now. I don't think he puts pressure on himself. He realises he has to do it. But he'll only do what he wants to do now. I like this new Joshua because when he first turned pro, he was media trained. Everyone complained we couldn't see the real him. And then when we saw the real him, he was too street for too many people, and they all complained about that. It's like, what did the guy got to do? Now he's got the balance right. I'll be what I want to be, and I won't force it on people's throats. I'll just be who I am. And that's what he is now. So I think he's enjoying this part of his career probably more than any other part of his career. I think this may be the last stage of a phenomenal career he's had. I think he's enjoying it.
Yeah, and AJ said he's got a few more years to go, so let's hope, because we do want to see more fights at Wembley Stadium sold out. One thing Daniel Dubois did say there I kind of found interesting was, I'll do anything to win. And he kind of mentioned the dark arts, the elbows, the headbutts as well. We saw that against Hrgovic. Hrgovic complained a few times. AJ's got to be careful because he does steamroll in, doesn't he, Daniel Dubois?
Yeah, and he had to kind of do all of that in the Miller fight also. You know, in there with a man mountain, an absolute beast when it comes to weight. And he went through some tough periods, and I think he understands now it's not always going to go to plan. Sometimes you're going to have to dog it out, and sometimes you've got to bend the rules a little bit to unsettle the favourite. Let's get it right. I think AJ goes into this fight a favourite, so he may have to try different manoeuvres, different tactics, the dark arts, etc. But he understands that it's not always on your terms, is it, Barry? Sometimes you're going to have to do it different ways.
But I think he does it quite well. You know, he leans into you, uses all that physical strength, that upper body strength he has, and he uses the forearm to create space, Dubois, quite effectively, to create space to throw that short left hook or that right uppercut, which is a good weapon for him.
You know, you've been very open and honest about where you think AJ is. I remember after the Hellenius win, you were still, again, honest about where you thought AJ was. 2 fights after the Hellenius, now Otto Volin and Francis Ngannou, where do you think he is?
Yeah, I think he's in a good place now. And let's bear in mind, it's not who he beat, it's how he approached the fight. So the Hellenius fight, it wasn't a great performance, but the finish was what he needed to believe in himself, because all those fights before that, really, he hadn't really committed to any attacks. He didn't believe. He always worried what was coming back. That combination, jab up, jab down, and right hand over the top, he just went all in. And ever since then, I think and against Wallin, I know Wallin was a sparring partner. He knew him very well, but he dominated. He didn't give him any chance to get into the fight, and that was the Joshua from old. Rhythm is going to win Joshua this fight because he needs that in and out. Yeah, he's not light on his feet like he used to. That's why he doesn't throw combinations anymore. He's heavier and he slices the distance rather than bounce nowadays. But that in and out distance and throwing the jab is a very important key weapon for him.
All right, let's bring him in. The former unified heavyweight champion of the world is going to do his walk as well. Remember, he takes on Daniel Dubois for the IBF heavyweight title. Let's throw it down to your MC, Mr. Thomas Schreiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's now welcome the challenger from Watford, England, a gold medalist. He now has a professional record of 28 wins, 3 defeats, with 25 of his 28 wins coming by way of knockout. Let's welcome the former 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, AJ Anthony Joshua!
Here he comes, former two-time unified heavyweight champion of the world, Anthony Joshua, could be a three-time heavyweight champion of the world, comes Saturday evening at around 11 o'clock, making his way down, doing a bit of shadow boxing. He must have missed this as well. Like, he's had a couple of really big fights in Riyadh, right? I mean, he's had a couple of big fights in the O2 Arena. He hasn't had a stadium fight back home for a while.
Do you know what you said something interesting? This is new for AJ, and I think, look, the fight is what he needs, the magnitude of the fight, but these different experiences, he's kind of experienced everything out there, you're right, and this is something new for him. I think it keeps him fresh, it keeps him entertained, it keeps him engaged, and we've seen him, like, talking a lot about the mentality. He seems to be in a very, very happy place. He seems very confident in not just his physical abilities, but the way he's overcome things, and he's put himself now on a pedestal. He wants to be, and this will be a question I want to ask him when he comes up, just to elaborate a little bit more. He talks about being the fighter he wants to be, being the fighter he watches, and what he wants from a fighter. Now he has the opportunity to do that. He's kind of seizing the day, seizing the moment, and that's exactly what we want to see, the best from Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, this walk for AJ could take quite a while, because AJ is the type of person that will stop and take photos with everyone, and everyone would want a photo with Anthony Joshua. Barry, look, it is a special moment for AJ. He's been doing this as a pro since 2013, in big fights since 2014-15. He's always in a big fight. He's always in a fight he can't lose.
Mate, these fights, like, he made stadium fights a norm. He made them become not like we want. Oh, a stadium fight. He's like, oh, okay, it's another Joshua fight. So it's unbelievable what he's done for British boxing. I think he thinks he's going to walk right through Dubois. I think he's so confident. I don't think he sees this like everyone else sees it. That no, he's a favourite, but there's jeopardy and risk. I think he thinks if he can box the way he boxes, he bullies Dubois and knocks him out. You were seeing his demeanour. He looks so relaxed and so confident. Whether that's just real confidence or arrogance, so. A bit of arrogance,
no, I think that's
not
right.
a bad thing.
Exactly what you said there, I think it's true. I think he's got absolutely no doubt he's going to steamroll Daniel Dubois.
I mean, they're watching AJ from everywhere. Everyone's got a vantage point. They're inside restaurants. They're hanging. Look at that kid there, hanging from the rafters. There, look at him as well. I think AJ loves this. I think AJ went through a strange period where he was the people's champion, right? He was the people. And then that moniker went to Tyson Fury. And I almost feel like AJ's trying to wrestle it back. And he might have it back. And I feel like he loves getting the love from just the casual fight fans. Because that's what he brought to the sport of boxing. Millions and millions of casual fight fans.
Yeah, that's when you know a superstar is born, when you get the crossover from different sports. You know, the grandmother next door knows who Anthony Joshua is. You know, it really crosses over and captures everyone's imagination. You know, when you turn the newspapers round, it's a boxer on the back pages. That hardly ever happens. Is Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury. He's crossed over. Like, I mean, the noise, you can hear it here. He's a star, and he always will be a star whilst he remains in boxing.
That speech, when he beat Klitschko it was a great fight, but his speech, I've said this before, his speech after that fight was maybe better than the fight itself. It had every young kid who boxed, thought about boxing, or walked past the boxing gym. I guarantee you that Sunday they were knocking the door saying, "Can I have a go?" Even me as an old man, I felt like I didn't go to the gym, but I felt like going to the gym. It was inspirational. He said the right thing at the right time, and for a hero and a heavyweight champion of the world, that's what you want.
If you are one of the very lucky 96,000 people that are going to turn up at Wembley Stadium, well done. If not, there's only one other way to watch it, and that is scan the QR code on the screen. Don't miss this. You can't miss this. Daniel Dubois, super confident, the champion. AJ wants his belts back, if you like. Plus a fantastic array of undercard fighters as well. This really is going to be something special. And if you are a Liam Gallagher fan, then I mean, come on. I mean, to scan the QR code for Liam Gallagher, right?
Oasis, don't forget, was my era. Well, the end of my era. But I still had hair.
I was all about the Rolling Stones, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, they're all the same to me. I don't know.
But look, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, he's been mobbed there by all ages. All ages. Females, obviously, we know about that. They look at the young there. And again, it's an inspiring those kind of young guys to get in the gym, probably already in the gym, get on some gloves and have a fight.
Yeah, and look, he's helped the longevity of the sport, certainly in this country, because he has inspired boys and girls to get in the gym, and that's what we need. Because eventually Anthony Joshua is going to retire. The sport of boxing is going to need new stars. So it's these kind of icons, these kind of stars that help this sport, the longevity of the sport to continue.
I'm not looking past, sorry Barry, I'm not, and I promise I'm not looking past Daniel Dubois because I think he has a problem on Saturday night. I watched this and my imagination runs wild as to how big Fury AJ would be.
Oh mate,
like they'd have to shut the city down.
Like we've been spoiled by we've had Andy Joshua who like reinvented all the massive occasion, and then Tyson Fury who took over and looked like an unbeatable force until Alexander Usyk. So there are two great heavyweights in the UK at the same time. They've got to fight. That's the only thing.
They've got to fight.
And I think they can fight you whatever happens now. I think what happened. The fight is a good fight. Whatever happens on Saturday night, by the way. But if he can win and Fury can do what some people don't think he can and get the revenge against Alexander Usyk, then that fight is bigger than it's ever been before.
You can see there's about 4 or 5 people around AJ. They are trying to usher him to get to Andy Drew. I did say this could take a while because knowing AJ the way I do, he will sign all these autographs, he will sign all the posters, he will take all the photos as well. And I like that. A lot of these people have been waiting 2 hours.
And do you know what? A lot of people will forget that. A lot of people will forget that he's doing this. You know, people are trying to hurry him up here, but he's not. He wants to give these people the time they deserve. You know don't know where these kids have come from, and these are kids that look up to Anthony Joshua. There could be a future Anthony Joshua there asking for an autograph, and I hope this doesn't get overlooked, what he does and what he's doing for the sport.
Yeah, I think, I always felt sorry for Anthony Joshua when I thought the pressure he was on from the offset about all the fans demanding his attention, sponsors. He couldn't walk out of his door with checking what watch he had on, what hat he was wearing, what shoes he had on, what car he got in. He just couldn't be himself. He couldn't go and get a paper without thinking, hang on, am I wearing the right stuff? I got to speak to everyone I walk past. And that's a horrible pressure to be in. But I think he's done it for so long now, and after all that, being the saint of boxing, to the evil guy, because if Fury's the saint, you got to be the evil guy, and then when Fury's the evil guy, you're the saint. That's how it works, unfortunately. But now he seems to be back in the good books. He's in a good place, and I think, and like I keep saying, I think he's as confident in this fight than he's ever been.
Is this part of AJ and the bravado of saying, I'm the man, I take my time, I do what I want? Because I mean, this has been like 25 minutes now.
I don't like that.
You know what though, with Dubois, going back to Dubois, I think why we're seeing him quite relaxed is I think he's kind of happy taking the back step, if you like, because of the star that Anthony Joshua is. I don't think he actually minds being the B-side. I think he's more than happy to be so. I think that the pressure he feels is on this man here. There will be majority of Anthony Joshua fans in the crowd, so I think that's why we're seeing Dubois a lot more laid back and relaxed than we're used to seeing him.
Well, let's be honest, Darren, I think there's more pressure on Joshua, not just because of who he is, but he's a favourite. If he doesn't, and also whether he is in his career, if he gets blasted out, bulldozed by Dubois, which is not impossible at all. That's a viable option. Where does he go?
Yeah, can he come back from that?
Well, as a heavyweight, you can always come back. I said that all. You can recycle a heavyweight so their legs fall off, literally. But like, it's going to be hard for him, mentally, physically, and everything about that. So he has to win this fight. Dubois is young enough, and because he is boxing Joshua, he can rebuild. For Joshua, I'm not quite sure. So
I do wonder if Joshua would want to rebuild. I don't know. Those fights against Jermaine Franklin and Helenius, they had to happen. Obviously, Otto Volin. I don't know if Joshua would want to go back down to that level again to get to the top table.
Yeah, I think you could be right there. I think he'd be... You get the impression he'd kind of be shocked if he was to lose on Saturday with the confidence he's showing, and how would he deal with that defeat, that being that shook from a defeat. I'm with you. I don't know, would he want to do that again, the hard work of rebuilding, the stick that he's going to get? But on the flip side, would you want to retire on a defeat? I don't know.
Well, ultimately, most boxers do, unfortunately. We know all that, Darren, but I mean, how do you say no? I mean, it's easy to... How do you walk away from the sport? It's very hard, isn't it, Darren, to walk away? All the money means nothing when your heart is in the sport.
There you go, his manager Freddie Cunningham's had enough and just pulled him away and said, all right, enough. You've signed 100 autographs and took 100 photos. It's time to get this show on the road. He is now doing the photos for the mainstream media. He will then speak to Ali Drew. He will then join us and we'll grab him for a few words as well. But there he is, former two-time unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, going back to his best night, and that best night was against Vladimir Klitschko many moons ago, and he's hoping to show that he still is that Anthony Joshua, if not better. What is it with the gloves, do you think? Why is he wearing gloves?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
Because it's not cold.
No, I wonder, is it...
Why are you wearing a hat?
Because I've got a...
Maybe it's fashion for him.
Oh, you think it's
I tell you, it could be this though. Germs, perhaps. You know, a fight this big, getting ill, picking up something, touching something. You don't know. I mean, what could it be?
AJ, another huge fight week begins for you. You're a seasoned pro at these, but how do you feel going into it? You know, events like this and the fans welcoming you.
It's a blessing, a big blessing. We're the most important thing for people right now, so they're all here, coming out to have a good time with us. Makes me feel important.
Yeah, how does it feel? I mean, there was a lot of autographs, a lot of pictures you just did. Do you mind that during a fight week?
Nah, not at all, because I'll never forget, I started boxing late, so I still do. I look up to a lot of people, and if I could put myself on the other side of the fence. I've been on the other side of the fence. I haven't always been on the red carpet, so I always understand, now I'm on the red carpet, how to treat people. I'm never going to just turn my nose up at people. That's just not my style.
Let's look ahead to Saturday night.
Yeah.
Got a round of applause there. Let's look ahead to Saturday night at Wembley Stadium. You have fought there 3 times before, but this time it looks like it's going to break all records in terms of the British crowd. Comparison to the other ones, how big is Saturday night?
Massive. Don't feel that at the minute, because I'm still in like training camp. But I think on Saturday, I'm going to be standing behind the curtain, and they're going to say, Anthony, 10 seconds, and I'm going to walk out into the stadium, and we're going to feel that energy, and that's when it gets real. So at the minute, we're still like hours away, so I'm chilled out.
Yeah, you seem more chilled out, relaxed, and confident ahead of this. Is that due to the fact of your great recent performances, the new team you've got around you, and the setup that you've got?
No, just my mentality is, if I draw a line and I put fear on one side and confidence on another, but I'm still going into the ring, what one am I going to choose? I'm confident. I believe in myself, and I think that's the right mentality to have.
Obviously, this is Riyadh season, Wembley edition. You're a Riyadh season ambassador. How proud does it make you that this is here in London?
100%. I've never had a red carpet in my life. But this is a blessing. They're doing big things, and it's good that we're doing like joint ventures together now. I've been in Saudi. It's good to be home, and even though I'm home, it's not small. They've made it massive. I'm fighting a Queensbury promotion fighter as well, so it's a new age for boxing, a golden era, if you ask me. And I hope that the next generation coming through can benefit from all this as well. It's not just about our generation; it's the next generation coming through.
Definitely. Well, best of luck this week.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
There you go, Anthony Joshua gets a nice round of applause as well by the members of the public. Clearly liked what he had to say. Anthony Joshua is going to join us in a few moments, still posing for photos. It's going to be a busy week for AJ, loads of media obligations. That's what you got to do when you got to sell the big fights. And he's been doing this for years. He knows exactly what to do.
I love that. Still posing.
Still posing.
Still posing. Look at
He's
it.
posing.
Look at him, such a poser. But yeah, before this used to be a pain for him before. A real nuisance. You can see there's a time in his career he never enjoyed this, but now it looks like he is enjoying it again. He has got a new lease of life. Look at him, he's walking into the crowd to speak to everyone.
Yeah, that's David Adelaide there, obviously, former British title challenger in that fight. He hasn't fought Adelaide since that Fabio Wardley fight. It was a fight against Solomon Dacres, scheduled to pull out of that one. Hopefully we do see David Adelaide back in the ring. Now he's hugging Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora knows both men very well. Obviously, Derek Chisora's former trainer, Don Charles, the trainer of Daniel Dubois. There you go. So it's not just. There you go. It isn't just the fans that get the autographs. Obviously, people in the media get some love as well. But hopefully, he will be joining us. If someone can bring him over to us, that would be very, very nice. If someone could usher him Our way.
Derek's got him. We might lose him.
Yeah, no, we probably will if Derek's got him. But here we go. Here comes the big man. Again, look, all the pressure is on AJ. We've spoken about this since his fight was made. He's a massive favourite. He's expected to win. He's expected to then fight a Fury or Usyk next. There's a lot of expectations on the big man.
Yeah, but he's had that since day one, hasn't he? Always been a lot of pressure, and he's dealt with it, most recently, very, very well.
Yeah, we certainly have. AJ, welcome in, brother.
How are you? How are you? Well?
That was a good 9 minutes, 56 seconds, someone told me, of signing autographs and taking photos. And if Freddie didn't pull you, you'd have been out there for another 20.
It's important to me.
It's important,
It's important to me, yeah. So why not do it? Why not do it?
You know, it's interesting. Like, obviously, you've done Wembley Stadium, you've done a few stadiums, right?
Yeah.
But there was never this. It wasn't any of this beforehand. This is nice. This is something different.
Another golden age of boxing. It keeps on getting better and better and better.
Yeah. Do you enjoy this? This whole process?
We'll talk about when you're in training camp. Like, all you see is the gym back home. Everything's brought in, like physios are brought to the house and stuff like that. So this is like stepping out into a new world after like 12 weeks of just being in a consistent routine. It's pretty good to get out and get amongst it. Yeah. But unfortunately, I can't go to the cinema after. I can't go to no restaurant. Going straight back home.
I think everyone has been so impressed with your mindset as of late. And we had a good chat yesterday, and we were talking about being the fighter that you watch, being the fighter that you want to be, and you having the opportunity to do that now. Can you allude on that a little bit more?
So we were talking and saying, let's say I watch a fighter on YouTube and I'm thinking he's amazing. So I said to myself, why can't I look at myself, take myself out of the situation personally and say, I'm going to be in that situation on Saturday. Why don't I be everything that I dream of being? Like, why do I have to look at someone else and say they're amazing? Why can't I step up to the plate and be amazing myself? So I want to just try and level up and get that little bit closer to my greatness.
And you're kind of confident that you're in control of that?
Yeah, because it's something that I've been thinking about. It's an experience that I'm going to walk into the ring and I'm going to be a certain mentality that is going to be unstoppable. And I don't want to look back and be like on Sunday morning and be like, oh, only if I would have done that, I've got a chance to make it happen, so why not?
You look like, Ant, for the time in your career, short time, you look like it was all getting a bit like, this is not what it was, you know what I mean? Like, you can follow, we know boxing can be cruel, you seem like you fell in love with the sport. What changed to give you the confidence and how relaxed you are today? Because you seem like this is just something that you wanted to be here rather than you have to be here.
Oh, no, I'm tense. I'm tense. Yeah. The fight's around the corner, for sure. I don't forget that, the fight's around the corner. This is chilled, though. We're not fighting today, so I'm chilled. But in terms of where I'm at, it's a time when I was just doing what I was doing, and then I wanted to really, like, in front of everyone on the live stage, I was changing my style. I wanted to develop a different style of boxing, and it wasn't so much of a fan-friendly style either. And then I teamed up with Ben Davison again, and we clicked on the same page, and we changed style again, but we changed for the better. It's not just me doing it on my own accord. It's Ben has got a good eye for detail, and he gets it, and I get it as well.
Is that maybe not letting your... I know you like to analyse everything. Is that because you've got people helping you with doing that, so you just...
Yeah, I can rest.
Takes the pressure, yeah.
I can rest. I'm not saying I didn't have it before.
No, of course.
I had it, definitely. But it was something more personal. I was like, I fought for the championship in my 16th fight. So I was really, really early in my career, right? So even though I was winning, I'm at a level where I'm going to consistently fight people at this level, and then there's people that are coming up to my level as well. So I was thinking, I've got to get better. And if I don't start now, it's going to be too late. So I went on that journey trying to improve. Like when I fought Usyk, I changed my style, the first fight. Then I changed it again for the second fight. Pulev, I was like, hands in the air, loose shoulders. I was really just trying to develop in different aspects. And then Ben and Lee and Bazza, they just pulled it all together at the last minute, yeah.
Sometimes adding can take away, can't it?
I'm telling you, yeah. So, but it's been good going to America, meeting up with Robert Garcia, Derek James, Virgil Hunter, with McCracken. He's been a blessing to my career.
Yeah, of course.
And you know what it is as well? When you're doing something so long, sometimes you just have to remember how good you are.
Yeah.
You should never forget that. You just got to look back and say, I'm actually good at what I do. And I was watching some of my amateur fights, like I fought Kuzman, years ago. I must have been 2 years as an amateur. And I was fighting Kuzman. I just see Russia on the back. And I thought, let me watch this. I tell you what, I had some skills, you know. When I was coming through, yeah. So I said to myself, when I'm sparring, I was like, that's it. Show them how good I am. Let them see my skills. And I started pulling it all back together again. And that's where I'm at. I want to show people, well, not people, I want to show myself, like, I'm actually good at what I do, and let me express that.
How important was it that you took your career into your own hands? You mentioned Garcia there, you mentioned the training with Derek James. You decided, you know what? Ben Davison's what I need. How important was it that you decided that? Because a lot of fighters would just stick with a trainer because they don't want that stick of moving from trainer to trainer. You was like, no, this is what I need.
America was an issue because I'm not from there. So that was tough to be out there because if I'm going to fight 3 to 4 times a year, I normally do 10 to 12 week training camps. So that would take up like 10 months of the year. So I thought to myself, I've done 2 camps out there and it was good, really good. But I just knew it wasn't going to be something that could be for the long term. So Ben said to me, after my Usyk loss, he was just like, look, I could see that you was frustrated because it was a young man you wanted to improve. You weren't just frustration, like you were jealous of Usyk. I think Usyk's the best, one of my favourite fighters. I rate him highly. But he just said that he wanted to see me get better. And it was my mate. I was training down Finchley. And my mate was like, why are you training down here on your own? I was out of camp at the time. And I was like, I'm just ticking over. He's like, why don't you go down and see Ben? And I was like, you know what, he's a smart guy. My friend, he's a smart guy. So I thought I'll take his advice. I went down there. It's probably one of the best things I've done. Yeah, one of the best things I've done.
Well done to that mate. Don't know who you are, but we'll find out who that mate was. I told you that. AJ, thank you so much for joining us. There you go. Grand Arrivals is done. Tomorrow is the media and public workouts, plus free fights as well. Some really good names in those free fights. So we'll see you tomorrow.
Wembley Stadium, live on DAZN.
Our national stadium. 2 huge punching Brits for the World Heavyweight title.
Been manifesting the Undisputed Championship. He's going to win this fight, and then he's going to beat the winner of Fury Usyk.
Who knows where Anthony Joshua would have ended up if he didn't have boxing.
That moment when he stepped into Finchley ABC was a moment that changed his life forever.
I use boxing as a path to keep me on the straight and narrow.
Daniel's father, I mean, he had a plan. He wanted him to be heavyweight champion of the world.
That was going to be the route for us. Make it out, achieve something big.
The whole industry were labelling Daniel Dubois a quitter. Daniel Dubois has climbed the tree again. He's rebuilt.
You know, coming out of the darkness, going into the light, and, you know, being the man of the future.
He's world champion.
This will be an amazing fight for as long as it lasts.
This fight is not going the distance.
It's going to be fireworks. Do not blink.
One of the biggest nights in British boxing history.
They can expect a good war, good battle, the battle of spirit, will and determination.
The objective will always remain the same, and that's to be victorious by devastating knockout.
It's going to be a night you'll never forget.
Joshua versus Dubois. Live on DAZN. September 21st. Buy now at DAZN.com.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by William Hill.
Get groceries effortlessly on Uber Eats.
What's he got saying? Turn around. Or join them.
One time, stray dog.
You've got the instinct. Now, get the training.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by That Prize Guy.